at Rusty Bethel Drive. I'm Paiswell Forbes. This is ZNS.
It's What's Trending with Jimenita Swain and the Bahama Beauty at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas from Studio A. It all starts right now.
Welcome to What's Trending. I'm Jimenita Swain, your insider on all things bold, buzzy, and we're talking about from headlines lighting up your feed to real issues shaping our world. Today is Tuesday, July 15th, so kick back and get ready to catch the buzz. Today, the United Nations celebrates World Youth Skills Day under the theme Youth Empowerment Through AI and Digital Skills. In a world rapidly shaped by artificial intelligence, digital media, and emerging technologies, this theme speaks directly to the future of work and the future of our young people. Here in the Bahamas, it's more important than ever to equip youth with tools, training, and confidence to thrive in the digital economy. Joining us in studio is the head of the Youth Division at the Ministry of Youth, Sandina Neely, who will share how the ministry is addressing this challenge and creating real opportunities for young Bahamians in the tech space. Also with us is Zeneo Newbold, a popular content creator and visual effects artist who is making waves in digital storytelling. He'll talk about his journey and the role of digital skills in his career and how platforms like this or his are inspiring the next generation of Bahamian creatives. And I'm going blind. Literally, our mystery box is here, and I'll be reaching in to guess what's inside using only my hands. No peeking allowed. Zeneo will also assist or maybe sabotage. And trust me, this one could get weird. That and so much more after the break. You're watching What's Trending. Stay with us.
Your home is your sanctuary. The last thing you need to worry about is rodents. Once they enter your property, they can be tough to get out. If you're concerned about rodents, call Rent-A-Kill initially. We offer the latest, most effective treatment for safe, fast, and long-lasting results. From prevention to elimination, our integrated approach guarantees protection. For rodent control you can trust, there's only one name in the Bahamas. Rent-A-Kill Initial.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsea. Tingsea is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsea. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting TingseaBahamas.com.
Diet-friendly special.
Wednesday, July 16th at 9 p.m. Tune into the ZNS television network for the opening ceremony of the 40th Kanto Annual Conference and Trade Exhibition.
We will champion digital sustainability through climate-resilient networks,
create a common framework for digital sovereignty that gives the Caribbean a collective voice strong enough to demand respect in the global digital order.
That's Wednesday at 9 p.m. on the ZNS television network.
Today, the world marks an important occasion, World Youth Skills Day, declared by the United Nations to highlight the critical need for equipping young people with skills to thrive in an ever-changing labor market. This year's focus is on youth empowerment through artificial intelligence and digital skills, a timely theme as technology reshapes our future. Despite the promise of a digital future, millions of young people worldwide face significant barriers to meaningful employment. According to the United Nations, approximately 450 million youth, that's 7 out of 10, are economically disengaged, often because they lack the skills needed to succeed in today's labor market. In fact, 86% of students report feeling unprepared for workplaces driven by artificial intelligence, highlighting a critical skills gap as automation and technology continue to transform industries. Youth unemployment and inactivity remain staggering. In 2022, over 40% of young people were neither employed nor in education or training, a category known as NEET. The divide is even greater with young women, with only 27.4% accessing employment opportunities compared to 40.3% of young men. Furthermore, 90% of adolescent girls and young women in low-income countries remain offline, limiting their access to vital digital learning and job opportunities. Even in the world's wealthiest nations, digital learning remains limited. Just 1 in 10 15-year-olds use digital devices for learning for more than just an hour each week. The risks extend beyond access. Globally, only 16% of countries have laws addressing cyberbullying in education, a problem that's become increasingly urgent in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. At the heart of the solution is technical and vocational education and training, or TVET, which plays a crucial role in preparing youth for employment, decent work, and entrepreneurship. TVET programs aim to equip young people with future-ready skills, promote gender equality, and support sustainable economic growth by responding to the evolving demands of labor markets and communities. As the world celebrates the 10th anniversary of World Youth Skills Day, the call is clear. We must empower our youth with the skills and opportunities necessary to thrive in an AI-enabled future and ensure that no young person is left behind. Well, as the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres reminds us, investing in young people and their skills is investing in the future of humanity. On this World Youth Skills Day, let's commit to bridging the digital divide and equipping young persons with the tools they need to succeed in a rapidly changing world, because when youth are empowered, societies thrive. And as I mentioned earlier, today we mark the 10th anniversary of the Youth Skills Day, a date dedicated to recognizing the power of young people and the importance of equipping them with skills for the future. This year's theme, Youth Empowerment Through AI and Digital Skills, highlights how technology is reshaping the way we live and work. Joining us today is the head of the Division of Youth, Sandina Neely, and we'll explore how young people here in the Bahamas are preparing to harness the power of AI and digital tools to build a brighter, more inclusive future. Welcome back to What's Trending, Sandina.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's always a pleasure to have you here with us. So for you, we're going to jump in. What does World Youth Skills Day mean, especially here in the Bahamas?
In the Bahamas, World Youth Skills Day means opportunity for our young people. And you would find that, especially since the COVID-19 pandemic, we have had to have an infusion of opportunities for young people in the area of digital skills and even with AI.
That sounds good. And how prepared do you think our local youth are for the rapid rise of AI and digital technology in the workplace?
So in the workplace, it's an interesting thing because, you know, you have an age gap or an age divide as well. So there are a lot of persons in the workforce who are happy to have young people who are familiar with tools like AI and digital skills, whether it's analytics, whether it's how to use a computer, how to make it work for you. And so we're finding that the workforce is embracing young people who have these technological skills.
And on the other side of that, what would you say are some of the biggest challenges young people face in accessing digital skills training and opportunities locally, if they exist?
Right. So during the COVID-19 pandemic, our ministry was so elated to partner with the Avasant Foundation through a grant from the Inter-American Development Bank to present digital skills and entrepreneurship training over the pandemic. There are hundreds of young people all across the nation who were able to be empowered with tools in digital skills. And so that was something that we found very powerful because it showed that we could bring the entire country together to be able to showcase their skills and their talents. And of course, the challenge with that was connectivity. That's the challenge that we find even with our CARICOM counterparts. And so in as much as the opportunity was available, there was still a number of young people who were not able to access it because they either did not have the technology, meaning the devices, and or the proper connectivity.
So then how can we ensure that all youth, inclusive of girls and young women, have access to tech and AI? How can we change that?
Yes, so I know that the persons who support girls in ICT, I know that they would be very, very happy to hear that, you know, through our ministry, even with partnerships with the SBDC, the Small Business Development Center, we are making these tools more accessible to girls and to women. And, you know, I want to just highlight for a moment our Be Inspired Entrepreneurship program, which just means Bahamian Entrepreneurs Inspired. We've been able to turn that into a fully virtual program at this point. So it is a digital program. Again, young people from all over the country who are 18 to 35 can access it. There's a fully virtual platform for them to do their modules, submit all of their documents, and obtain their grant funding, micro grant funding for their businesses. And girls, women, persons with disabilities, everyone is welcomed. And island by island, they are all welcomed.
Yeah, that definitely sounds good. So what role do you see youth playing in shaping the future economy through AI and digital innovation, which would tie into what you just shared with us?
So John Legend said, the future started yesterday and we're already late. So our young people, they are already light years ahead of us. So we want to see them leading the way. We know that they're going to be leading the way in AI. We had forums over the past several years talking about youth in AI, and we look forward to hosting even more of those so that we can bridge some of those digital divides and digital gaps that you sometimes find in these all-important subject areas.
That is key. So how do we make sure all youth, regardless of their background, location, or income, get a fair shot at these digital opportunities that are becoming available?
So I think the challenge with that is information. So even though we have the digital technology, we still need to ensure that people are talking about it so that they can access these opportunities. So we need to do more in the area of public relations to let the young people know what is available, what is out there, the camps that are available, because during summer there are so many camps that are providing access to resources with either geospatial camp, whether they're doing drone technology, whether they're doing any other aspects of AI and STEM. STEM is another big area that young people can focus on and have an actual future so that they can make money from AI and STEM-related fields.
That definitely sounds good. So how can we encourage more young women and girls to get in tech and ICT, as you mentioned?
Yes, so through apprenticeship programs, I think that is the key for the future. If we can have our young women and our girls inculcated from tender ages, from their coming up through primary school, doing apprenticeship programs and internships as they grow through high school and even into college, that would definitely prepare them for a future in AI.
Well, thank you so much, Sandina, for joining us here today. Your thoughts, your words, your insights, definitely inspiring and definitely good information to share with our youth. So thanks again.
Thank you so much.
And that all of our young people, are they ready to take on this digital age? So let's continue to support and uplift them on their journey. So coming up, we sit down with Zaneo Newbold, one of the Bahamas' rising digital creators. From VFX to viral content, he's showing how young talent can thrive in tech spaces. Stay with us. There is more after the break.
For us at the Myers Group of restaurants, we found that we have a pretty large portion of our employment pool that had difficulty getting bank accounts.
The issue we had previously was just getting cash, getting funds on the island. And with only one working ATM, the idea of the sand dollar just in being digital, and everybody has a smartphone nowadays, it actually worked into our favor.
The sand dollar was like a godsend because it allowed us to add it to our payroll system, which means we're able to send their money to the sand dollar wallet.
It's still a bank transfer because you get an account number. So from the employer side of things, all I have to do is send your funds just as usual.
It opens up our pool for us to be able to hire some of the people that we couldn't hire before because they were unable to open bank accounts. This has been a really good solution.
Bahama Striping Group of Companies, we have been in Exoma now for the past 4 years, carrying out our paving program. A part of our company's philosophy is to do some work to international standards. So when you look at our paving division, we have a state-of-the-art lab to do all of our testing in-house, as well as a state-of-the-art asphalt plant with a trained technician carrying out the work on that site. The overarching goal of our company is to produce the work that we're doing in the entire Bahamas to international standards. We also make a difference by the training of our staff. We have a very intensive training program going on to where we are teaching young men how to learn the art of striping. Being a young man myself, I've made mistakes in the past. I was given a second chance to better my life, and it's only fitting that we pass that along. What's important for us is giving them a second chance for them to get a skill and a career that could take them further in life.
Youth are being empowered in this digital age is through creative storytelling, and animation is playing a major role in how that content connects with audiences. In fact, one local content creator has been pushing the envelope literally by leveling up his videos using animation. You may know him as Sarge, but today we're joined by Zaneo Newbold, who's been making his mark across social media with bold, entertaining, and animated content. Zaneo Newbold, welcome to What's Trending.
Thank you for having me here. I really appreciate the opportunity.
It's great to have you here with us. So it's World Youth Skills Day, so it's only right that we start at this point. How long have you been creating content on social media, and what got you started?
Well, I started creating content on social media, like very in sports, around 2014, 2015, and I stopped for about a year and a half. And then I started up again with character Sarge, and then, it was just supposed to be a one-off thing, but everybody's like, nah, you can't stop. So, I listen. And a good thing I listen. Yeah, a lot of, the community was really there to help push me and guide me. Yes, I had a lot of support.
That's good. So at what point did you decide to pivot towards animation, and what pushed you in that direction?
Well, I always was a visual effects freak, even before I started the Sarge thing, but what was stopping me at the time was the type of, the equipment that I have, and the more I upgraded my laptop or desktop, I was able to do more effects, and at a very higher quality the more I upgraded. So, and I just wanted to, see what's possible and show the world that,
you could do it.
Not only me, but anybody else who wishes to do it, and show the world what we made of. We have a bunch of talented people over here, man, you know what I mean? Sure. Nassau, Freeport, everywhere.
The whole Bahamas.
The whole Bahamas, everybody, 242.
So we know animation in the digital space involves everything from computer-generated imagery to visual effects. What specific skills or tools are you using now, and how did you learn them?
Okay, well, it was a lot of YouTube, you know what I mean? One time, I love Dragon Ball Z, so I saw a video on YouTube with a guy doing Dragon Ball Z, and it did look real, so I'm like, man, I want to learn how to do that. So then I went on YouTube, and hours and hours and hours, and I finally was able to do something. As a matter of fact, I can send you all, probably too late, but anyway, I can send you all something with me, like doing my first Kamehameha video. Okay. And from there, I was really intrigued. So at the time, I was using After Effects only, but nowadays, I use a mixture of After Effects, the Unreal Engine 5, and when I'm doing some 3D tracking, I use like Synthesize and stuff like that. So it's a mixture of different programs that I use. And I usually would specify what I use underneath the post, yes.
Okay, so for young creators who are curious about animation but don't know where to start, what would you say is a good entry point or first step? I know you mentioned you did the School of YouTube.
Yes, yes. If you really want to do it now, don't think that you're gonna learn like overnight, because with anything you need time and patience, a lot of patience. So if you want to learn, I would say, just practice and just see if you have it in you first, because some people have it and some people don't. It's all right, it's life. But start on YouTube and just practice with, start small and if you feel confident enough, just keep going and just,
and see
consistency is everything, you know what I mean? Definitely.
And your videos often go viral. What inspires the ideas behind them, and how do you keep your content fresh?
I think with new ideas that just come out of nowhere, to be honest.
You're natural law.
I believe so. You know what I mean? I ain't took my own, but and I give all thanks to God, because most of the great ideas that I come to, I also pray and I say, hey Lord, when I'm editing, yes, when I'm editing, I say, like, Lord, guide me, and what do you want me to do? And it has happened. You know what I mean? Like so sometimes it just comes natural, and I just what I am grateful for is being able to visualize what I think that comes to my head, because the issue is sometimes that we have so much great ideas, but we don't have the resources to bring it to life. You know what I mean?
Sense.
And which is one of the reasons. Yeah.
Sorry, I think that was going to lead me to the question: is what was one of your biggest challenges you faced on this animation journey, and how did you overcome it?
Yes, my is basically showing. Because sometimes we as a country scared of new things, you know what I mean? And so it was kind of a challenge to, get people to understand, hey, this is what's possible, and this is where it could possibly go. Because if you look at like the other countries, folks who are just like simple creators, they have all these big motion graphics and everything and whatever the case is, and I'm like, hey, if they could do it, we could do it too. You know what I mean? We got the same bleeds to the same color, so if they could do it, we could do it too. You know what I mean? So, but I would say that just breaking into the market with something new and holding it. So the good thing about visual effects is you could do anything you want, you know what I mean? So that's how it stays fresh, because you're not just using old stuff, you're constantly creating new things.
Constantly evolving.
Yes.
Well, Zaneo, your journey proves that with the right skills and a bit of imagination, young people can do more than just follow trends. They can actually create them.
Yes, ma'am, definitely, yes.
Well, Zaneo, we're not done with you just yet. You will be joining me in the What's the Box segment, where I'm blindfolded for the ultimate guessing game.
Hold on.
We can be doing something, so you can't go yet. We need you for a couple more minutes. Stay with us. There is more after the break.
If you would like to be a part of What's Trending, DM us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS.
Diet-friendly special.
Hey, ladies, where's the Dave? Oh, okay, thanks. Bets.
Greg, what's up?
Ready, man, how you doing?
I'm doing well. He's meditating. You gotta give him at least an hour.
All right, well, I can wait. I ain't got nothing to do. Pin the tile sale now on to Independent.
Ready to get tactile? This is What's in the Box, where I'm blindly feeling my way to glory or disaster. Let's see what's my mystery box has inside.
What? Oh.
So in this segment, I reach into a mystery box without looking and try to figure out what's inside just by feeling it. No cheating, no peeking, just me, my hands, and whatever mystery is waiting. Now, I've got Zaneo by my side to assist. Now, Zaneo, your job is to help me and not laugh at me. Got it?
Now, you know, I don't make no promises, but I'll try to keep a straight face. You know me. I like to laugh.
Okay, so I'll tell you what it feels like, throw out a few guesses, and then finally, Zaneo will pull off my blindfold and let me know if I was right or way off. It could be something familiar, something weird, maybe even a little gross.
And trust me, I've already seen what's inside here. You in for a big surprise.
All right, here we go. So I'm gonna I'm gonna be.
All right, cool. I can try not to mess it with nice makeup.
Okay.
You look so beautiful today. Jeez.
Thank you. So you're gonna guide me to the box. Okay.
It's a hole right here. Yeah, right there. Yeah, you know.
Oh, is this lotion?
No.
It's really cold and sticky.
Don't say that.
No, I don't have
a second guess.
Okay, so not lotion.
No, it ain't lotion.
Is it something sweet? Don't have no smell. It's just cold and sticky.
You know, it's sweet, sometimes bitter.
That doesn't help me.
Yeah, it can be a lot.
Okay. So you say not lotion, yogurt?
No.
Not yogurt? Pudding?
It was not pudding either.
Oh, gosh, oh.
I mean, it looked like vitamin C.
This is not helping, so.
It looked like vitamin C.
Vitamin C?
Yeah, it looked like vitamin C.
I think I can get this one.
No.
So I can let you take the blindfold off.
Sure?
I did.
Man, try one more time. Just put your hand aside.
Okay.
And whatever. Okay, it ain't working? Okay.
You can take the blindfold off.
Look at your hands.
Yeah, I hope you looked. And he was supposed to be helping me? So what was the mystery after all?
Okay.
Because look at my hands.
Jeez. The mystery item was hair gel with acrylic
with a little bit of color.
Pink with a little bit of color. See, orange vitamin C.
All right.
Yeah, this was the color.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, my heart is feeling me, see?
Well, that's a wrap on this round of What's in the Box. Think you can stop me next time? Drop your crazy object ideas into our DM on Instagram. That's at What's Trending on ZNS, and maybe I'll take the challenge. And a special thank you to my assistant that was not very helpful, Zaneo.
Yeah, I know.
But it was definitely a pleasure having you here with us
Thank
today.
you so much.
So thanks for all the laughs and the backup and for not letting me completely embarrass myself. That one may still be up in there, but anyway, it was fun working with you.
Oh, man, I got you back, man. I got you.
Now to this programming note. The rebroadcast of the opening ceremony of Kanto's 40th annual conference and trade exhibition will air on ZNS TV on Wednesday, July 16th at 9 p.m. We invite you to join us for this very special presentation as we celebrate 4 decades of innovation, collaboration, and progress in the Caribbean ICT sector. That's Wednesday, July 16th at 9 p.m. only on the ZNS network.
Got termites and need to get rid of them fast? Trust Rent-A-Kill Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rent-A-Kill Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rent-A-Kill Initial.
Tired of looking at the same old kitchen? Step 1. Our talented recommended designer Mark crafts a custom design just for you. Step 2. Once your design is ready, CDS Bahamas makes ordering effortless. Your dream kitchen is within reach. Step 3, our recommended installers bring your vision to life, ensuring every detail is perfectly in place. Sit back and relax as your dream space becomes a reality. Visit cbsbahamas.com and start bringing your home improvement dreams to life today.
On Wednesday's show, we've got some very special friends in studio. The crew from Galik is here to give us the inside scoop on their Made in the Bahamas Festival, a celebration of everything local, lively, and totally Bahamian. Well, be sure to follow us on Instagram. That's at What's Trending on ZNS for all the latest buzz, behind-the-scenes moments, and what's hot on the timeline. We'll be right back here tomorrow at 6 p.m. with more lifestyle, entertainment, and everything in between. I'm Jiminy DeSwain. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight. The Northern Edition has a look at stories making news tonight. Residents weigh in on Grand Bahama's new icon sign at the Fishing Hole Road. Also, demolition work is nearly complete to make way for a brand new $40 million luxury resort.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. Topping news tonight, a sign that's turning heads and sparking pride, bold, vibrant, and unmistakably Grand Bahamian. The newly unveiled Grand Bahama icon sign is quickly becoming a landmark of hope and identity. Locals and tourists are flocking to it, capturing moments and sharing what it means to them. While opinions vary on whether it fully reflects the island's spirit, many see it as a powerful symbol of progress, pride, and possibility. Our intern, Darissa Ferguson, has tonight's top story.
Nearly 2 weeks after its unveiling, this Grand Bahama icon sign right behind me is sparking conversation and community pride. While some residents are debating whether the bold new landmark fully captures the island's essence, many are celebrating it as a vibrant symbol of Grand Bahama's spirit, resilience, and renewed momentum. Vibrant colors adorning the Grand Bahama icon sign, filled with unique patterns, bold lettering, and elements like the curly-tailed lizard, which is said to represent
resilience, hope, the ecological and cultural richness of Grand Bahama.
Designed by His Excellency Jamal Roll and contracted by Grand Bahamian Diane Ingram, the Grand Bahama icon sign was made to celebrate the island's natural beauty and place special emphasis on cultural pride. The sign is equipped with Wi-Fi and will eventually transform into a food truck park. Residents say that the sign is a good addition to the island.
Oh, I love the new Grand Bahama sign. I really do. I think that anything that is here to brighten up Grand Bahama Island is always a plus.
The tourists like it. I do my tours. I took people out there. My family, on Independence Day, we went out there and take pictures. We love the sign.
We as Grand Bahamians and Grand Bahamians in general appreciate what the government is trying to do.
I think the signs represent that the island is moving. It's moving forward. Yeah. And so it's more to come.
One resident even saying that the sign promotes economic growth.
So when tourists comes, they could go to our signs and they could see that they went to Grand Bahama. So I excited about the sign.
When it comes to location, the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investment and Aviation says that the placement is deliberate, connecting Freeport and West Grand Bahama, resulting in cultural advancement. However, some residents disagreed.
The location is not a good location.
Okay. I don't see it as like the staple of an island or anything. That I feel like there's better places for it.
Now, this sign is the third installment in a nation series of 16 iconic signs, which will be placed throughout the country. According to the Minister for Grand Bahama, this is just the beginning of what is to come, as the government rolls out its plan to redevelop this area. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I am Darissa Ferguson.
Thanks, Darissa. Great job. Well, a major investment project on Grand Bahama is one step closer to becoming reality. Demolition is near complete at the Tynes Bay property. The details in tonight's City in Motion. What was once an aging property is now being cleared to make way for one of Grand Bahama's newest luxury developments. Heavy equipment and demolition crews have been hard at work at the Tynes Bay site, preparing the land for what developers hope will be a game-changing $40 million project.
Gated community, 60, 70 units, 1, 2, 3, even 4-bedroom condo units, clubhouse with a pool, and docks wrapped around it, and a nice walkway down to the beach, because there's a beautiful beach right there.
Exquisite Yachts founder Tamaz Hammer says the vision for the site is a high-end condominium complex to be called Exquisite Residences. It will sit adjacent to the company's existing marina, offering oceanfront access and sleek modern designs aimed at a global clientele.
We actually have to give a big shout out to Sanitation Services and Port Authority for their help to make this happen, because they were really helpful in this whole demolition, from the starting with the permits for demolition, expedited, and sanitation services to do the demolition and hauling away all the rubble left over after the buildings.
The project is still in the planning stages, but developers say interest is already growing.
Yes, we talked already, a couple interested parties. We're expecting 2-3 more meetings in the upcoming months. One is actually a Bahamian company from Nassau, and a couple foreign development companies. So we're actively working on it.
Hammer also pointing to the need for modern infrastructure to match the island's growth trajectory.
Look, this whole area, since we got here, when it was completely dead, but since we got here 3 years ago, one after the other, new projects are coming up, growing out of the nothing, in the area. And we believe that this is a good next step for it. And also we know that we're going to run out of space in our marina, so that there are additional docks, and some of our boat owners are already looking for purchasing property with docks where they can keep their boats while we can service it.
Buildings are coming down so new ones can rise. So the next time you talk about Freeport, remember to say the city is rebuilding, reimagining, and yes, the city is in motion. Well, Grand Bahama could have one of the lowest unemployment rates in the nation. That assessment coming from the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper, who says the economy is booming and only sees it getting better as more developments come to fruition. The island's unemployment rate sat at 9.8% in the first half of 2024, rallying from 10.4% at the end of 2023, based on the figures from Bahamas National Statistical Institute. Now, while unemployment figures nationally sat at 8.7%, the lowest since 2008.
With so many Grand Bahamians now working, I forecast that Grand Bahama perhaps has one of the lowest unemployment rates in the country. This hasn't truly come to fruition yet, but in a few weeks, when we see the opening of Carnival, and when we see other projects coming on stream, one large business said yesterday they can't find employees. The point I'm making is, with all of these people working, there's going to be significant money in the economy flowing. This will cause there to be opportunities for entrepreneurs.
Heading now into news from police tonight, a man wanted by police, Malik Onassis Hall of number 6 Emmanuel Way, New Providence and Holmes Rock, is in police custody. It was just last week that police issued a wanted bulletin to question the 42-year-old in connection with grievous harm. Once again, Malik Onassis Hall is in police custody, and this matter remains under active police investigation. Also from police, they are investigating a burglary incident. A woman was assaulted in the wee hours of the morning in the 8 Mile Rock community on Monday night, according to reports. The incident taking place at a residence in Jonestown. Preliminary information suggests that sometime around 3 a.m., a female resident was allegedly awakened by an unknown male who had unlawfully entered the home and assaulted her. The culprit fled the scene after another occupant of the home intervened. Police are appealing to members of the public who may have information regarding the incident to contact their 911, 919, or the nearest police station or Crime Stoppers at 300-8476. While a troubling gender disparity has been consistent in the Bahamas and its battle with suicide, with males accounting for more than 2/3 of all suicide deaths in the nation. Our Matthew Martinborough spoke with concerned community members on the matter in this report.
According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, also known as the CDC, males make up 80% of all suicides, nearly 4 times higher than the rate amongst females. Factors such as violent relationships, social isolation, historical trauma, and discrimination have all been linked to contributing suicide factors amongst males. However, speaking with Dr. Andy Lang of the Grand Bahama Resilience Center, he says the stigma associated with seeking help and mental illness is the main root of male suicide in the Bahamas.
That can be construed as a sign of weakness. And so to see more and more men reach out for help suggests to me that more and more men are realizing that these types of societal expectations have been holding them back or can act as barriers to them receiving the help that they need.
Senior pastor of Jubilee Cathedral, Laquez Williams, agrees with Dr. Lang's sentiments, adding he understands the pain is valid, but mental assistance is readily available.
The pain that they go through is valid, but another part of that is the pain is not permanent. And when we understand that the pain is valid but not permanent, I believe that we as young men, we can come together, and I believe, first of all, we need to find help. We need to find help. We have churches, we have counselors, so we have places that are available to help young men who are going through difficult moments, whether it be because of a job, whether it be a relational issue, whatever the circumstance may be, there is help.
Williams' words of advice and encouragement continues. Sharing suicide is a permanent solution for a temporary problem.
Don't end it now. It's only something that is temporary, is a temporary storm, and it's valid. But guess what? There's hope after this. You have friends, you have family, and also for the family to recognize some of the signs. The Bible says if we call on him, he will answer us and show us great and mighty things. God is there with you, even in the midst of your challenges and your storms.
The National Suicide Prevention Crisis Hotline can be reached at 242-322-2763, and it is available 24/7. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Matthew Martinborough.
And still to come.
UB North teams up with Boss Club to empower young entrepreneurs. Stay tuned to that story, sports, and more when we return.
The Bahamas has been a nation marching for progress. We are more than sunny skies and blue seas. We are a nation filled with purpose, opportunity, and innovation. With each generation, our spirit grows stronger, our dreams brighter, with our banners waving high. Join us as we continue to pass the torch, fostering freedom, progress, opportunity, and innovation for years to come. Happy Independence, Bahamas, from Commonwealth Bank.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Dolly Madison.
Strength isn't claimed, it's built. At Heroic Concrete, every block is made with purpose. Crafted to protect, poured to endure. From ready-mix to premium 8-inch blocks, we supply the strength our nation needs. Proudly made in Grand Bahama, built for hurricanes, built for legacy. Creating products to bring value to our lives and strength to our future. Call 820-4376 or email sales@heroicgrouplimited.com.
Just 50 miles off the coast of Florida lies a destination unlike any other. Welcome to Resorts World Bimini in the Bahamas, where vibrant culture means endless adventure. Relax on pristine beaches, savor Caribbean flavors, and sun-filled hotel stays. Whether it's a tranquil escape, night at the casino, or a weekend full of thrills, Bimini feels like a world away, but closer than you ever imagined. Your journey begins here, Resorts World Bimini.
Here are some tips for having your home ready for a hurricane. Keep all trees and shrubs trimmed. Bring in all outdoor furniture, plants, or any other items that may become airborne due to high winds. Cover windows and doors with hurricane shutters or pre-cut plywood. Clear drains and gutters. And remember to secure important documentation in case you have to evacuate. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Be prepared.
Your number one team in the north. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. For the first time in both entities' history, the University of the Bahamas Ignite program and Boss Club are collaborating together to bring young entrepreneurs to the forefront of the future economic landscape, providing business-savvy insight and advice throughout the course of a 4-week summer camp. The collaborative effort aims to be a recurring instance for both programs.
We started this program to get kids excited about entrepreneurship. We realized that a lot of students had not known yet that entrepreneurship was an option for their future, and we wanted to give them a head start on considering entrepreneurship. What we were doing here tonight is we had our kickoff, our orientation session, where we had the students and the parents come in so that we could let them know the importance of the program, the importance of their role in helping their kids to succeed in the future, and also to let them know of our partnership with UB Ignite for the first time.
Executive Director of UB Ignite program, Katura Bob Higgs, says being part of the endeavor will amount to more than just garnering experience for attending young entrepreneurs.
As you would know, UB Ignite is open for everyone in Grand Bahama and the entire Bahamas who would like training through our Business Incubator program and our short courses. And we thought it only fitting that we partner with in a summer camp such as this to prepare young minds from the high school level so that once they get out of high school, they're ready of the thought of entrepreneurship and some of the skills for entrepreneurship on their mind as well. And so through the summer camp, they will get some level of certification for our Business Incubator program.
Well, the Tourism Development Corporation offers a number of programs and initiatives to help Bahamians launch or grow their business in the tourism space. CEO of the corporation, Ian Ferguson, says the Home Sweet Home is one of the grant programs it runs to achieve that end.
This is our way to organically grow the number of Bahamians who are in the accommodation space. We know that how difficult it is, sometimes challenging it is, to build large resorts, to build even boutique resorts. And so here are the great opportunities for Bahamians to say, I have a home, I have an apartment, I have a little condo somewhere, and I'd like to enter that space where I can, VRBO, Airbnb, and all of the other platforms, I can now participate in this tourism space.
Well, for years, Toastmasters has played a pivotal role in developing young people into confident communicators and successful leaders across the nation. Area Director Bernadira Hepburn expresses that no matter the age, Toastmasters are here to aid in character development through mentorship while providing a supportive space to grow your voice and sharpen your leadership skills.
We also have youth programs. So we don't only affect adults, we affect children as well in terms of building their morale. We are focused on building your character for those between the ages of 14 to 18. So come on in, learn how to speak professionally, how to speak publicly, and also how to become a better individual. So that is what we offer for the young people.
While Brendira Hepburn, Area Director, spoke on character development, 3 Toastmasters shared insights on the benefits of table topics, as well as the fundamentals of communication and leadership.
We perform table topics because it could be any question, like, why do you have a run in your stockings today? Something from far off like that might be under the caption of a theme. How you respond to that is something that you develop as you practice table topics.
You have the potential. Every person
in this world has the potential to be a great leader. And you know how you do that? Through communication, through Toastmasters. It is the ultimate classroom. It is a fun classroom because what you learn are the fundamentals of communication, the fundamentals of leadership.
Well, following a near decade-long ongoing battle with prostate cancer, a local legend in the party scene is not only raising awareness on the disease, but appealing to the public for assistance. Our Matthew Martin Burrow shares more details in this heart-to-heart story.
Tyrone T. Smith is hailed as the grandfather of DJs, playing and hosting at many notable clubs throughout the Bahamas for decades. However, for 6 years, Tyrone T. has had an ongoing battle with prostate cancer following a surprise diagnosis.
When I found out, I didn't know I had it. In fact, I went to drop somebody to the US2 where they checked the men a certain time in Freeport, and I was just really dropping him off, and as I dropped him off, a nurse came up. She said, "Hey, Tyrone." I said, "Yeah, what's up?" She said, "Where you going?" I said, "I'm going back home. Let's drop somebody here." She said, "No, you come. Let me check you. I can get you." I said, "That line too long." She said, "No, I can get you in."
That screening gave Smith the news of his life. Without any notable symptoms, he was told he had prostate cancer. However, despite receiving the devastating news, Smith wanted to be sure.
I don't wish it on nobody, but they come to find out that he said my prostate was 11 out of 12 positive that it was cancer. Well, a couple of days later, he told me, they want to operate on me and whatever. I tell Doc, even though he's a good friend of mine, I tell him, I said, "Doc, you don't mind if I have a second opinion on this cutting and whatever." Whatever money I had and the help of a lot of Bahamians who helped me, I was able to go to Cuba.
After nearly 10 trips back and forth to Cuba for treatments following a biopsy and painful injections through the stomach, he warns men to get tested as soon as possible.
Cancer is not cheap. Cancer is very, very expensive. And I'm telling you this because a lot of young men at the age, I would say from 30, need to check themselves. And last time I talked to a Bahamian man about checking themselves, I had about 160, 70 people came out on Call Road to the US2 to check themselves. And I'm calling on them again to come and check themselves because there's a lot of people walking around who might have cancer and do not know.
Smith says his story and battle is far from over as he is appealing to the public for help. You can donate towards his CIBC First Caribbean account, number 2016-77868, branch number 9726. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Matthew Martin Burrow.
And that's a look at stories making news. Jay, what's happening in sports?
Amigo, Grand Bahama athletes has been making a splash internationally, softball, basketball, you name it. For the national team, they headed to Texas this week.
All right, good stuff. That's coming your way next. But first, a check on the local weather forecast.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Cause it's so beautiful.
Do you want to find relief from common health concerns such as headaches, back pain, chronic inflammation, and more? How about improved sleep, boost energy, and improve overall well-being? Check out RA Balance Bahamas and get your body into balance with biomagnetic therapy. For all our social links, contacts, or to request an appointment, visit rabalancebahamas.com.
Join us for City in Motion, your inside look at the people, progress, and possibilities shaping the city of Freeport. Each week, we bring you the stories behind the movement. Highlighting how the Grand Bahama Port Authority is leading with purpose.
Our desire is to connect Bahamians with the opportunities that's right in front of them.
This is City in Motion.
In the heart of the Bahamas, there once lay an unassuming island, scarred, forgotten, left behind by industry. A place that had given so much, but had been abandoned in return. It took a family whose legacy is deeply intertwined with the sea to see its potential. They saw not just an island, but possibilities to replace abandonment and desolation with life and beauty. The transformation of Ocean Key was a collective effort, bringing together skilled workers, artisans, builders, and conservationists, combining passionate visionaries with Bahamian expertise, ensuring that Ocean Key was not just a paradise, but a source of opportunity.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports Top and Sports. Bahama Select Girls under 14 and under 18 softball team is headed to Texas to compete this week in the Pony World Series tournament. The team will consist of players from New Providence and Grand Bahama in both age groups. Grand Bahamian Desmond Big Country Dean will serve as one of the coaches for the 18U softball team.
There are teams from various countries, the Philippines, Mexico, Venezuela, teams throughout the U.S., all under the Pony umbrella. We have eight girls in the 14U team from Grand Bahama, 4 from Rising Stars, 4 from Girls Like Diamonds. And then the 18U, we have, I think it's 3 girls from our Rising Stars program. We expect to compete. It's a very high-level tournament. The tournament is in McAllen, Texas. But like I mentioned earlier, there are teams from throughout the Latin American area, the Caribbean, and the U.S.
Next in sports, Kaiser Limit Rock boys will represent Grand Bahama at the upcoming Flag Football Nationals after defeating 3 links in a title game. Players from New Providence visited Grand Bahama to scout the talent in preparation for Nationals and had this to say.
They don't like the bride. If they come now and play the game they play today, dead! They dead! I ain't worried about no talking in the market. If they play the game they play today, my brother, they dead.
And last in sports, Jazz has made his home run derby debut for the New York Yankees. It was history as Jazz became the first Bahamian ever to participate in the derby. Jazz finished with just 3 home runs, but for Jazz, it was a dream come true to be able to compete.
It was fun. I had a lot of fun. I enjoyed every second of it. You can't ask for a better feeling, you know. I'm still an all-star. I'm still hitting the home run derby. Who could ask for a better experience than that?
Can't wait to watch that flag football game. That's a quick check on sports. Your Facebook friend of the day is next. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
Have the following supplies on hand at the start of the hurricane season. A minimum 3-day supply of water, which provides 1 gallon of water per person per day. Minimum 3-day supply of non-perishable food items. Flashlights and extra batteries. A battery-powered radio to receive broadcasts that will keep you informed of the storm. A first aid kit. A 7-day supply of any prescribed medication. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Be prepared.
Your number one team in the north. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles.
And I'm Jay Philippe.
Thanks so much for watching. Here's a live look at the Bahamas Tonight coming your way next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here, faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, Kanto wraps up day 2 of its business sessions. Here with the Prime Minister of Grenada left with delegates. Plus, compare and contrast. The Parliamentary Registration Department doing its checks and balances to ensure who's registered is a true representation of the voting population. And find out a utility giant's big plans to boost revenue flow. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. A hotspot area getting a visit from a branch of the Progressive Liberal Party, the first in a series of community forums seeking solutions to the ongoing fight against crime. Walking the streets of Yellow Elder with the group, the Prime Minister, alongside his National Security Minister, who, as Desmond Saunders tells us, spoke directly with residents.
The crime prevention meeting at C.W. Sawyer Primary School provided an open outlet for Mount Moriah residents to meet one-on-one with key government stakeholders charged with the management and curtailment of crime. Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, says while his administration has made tremendous progress in stemming the flow of violent crime in the country, his government remains relentless in crime reduction.
My government is doing its part. We have strengthened the police force. More officers on the ground, more vehicles, better equipment, improved training. We are investing in the prevention side too, in youth programs, mentorship, job opportunities, after-school support. And we have rolled out a 5-point plan to tackle crime in a way that is structured, targeted, and sustainable.
During Monday's crime forum, the Prime Minister was joined by National Security Minister and Member of Parliament for Freetown, the Honourable Wayne Monroe, Mount Moriah Member of Parliament, Mikel Barnaby, Education Minister and Anglican Member of Parliament, the Honourable Glenys Hannah Martin, who reached out to residents. Prime Minister Davis reminded Mount Moriah that crime is a collective responsibility.
We are doing the work, but we cannot do this work alone. Only the community can rebuild what has been broken. Only neighbors can restore what silence has allowed to grow. Now, you all remember the porch? Some of you all might be too young to know what the porch is. That's when folks sat outside on the porch and watch the neighborhood. Right. When you could hear, tell your mommy, I say hi. Shouted across the fence. That wasn't just about being friendly, you know. That was how we kept each other safe. That was love. That was accountability.
Several high-ranking police officers and government ministers walked door to door to hear the concerns of residents. Monday's Walkabout and Forum, one out of many events that will be staged in the coming weeks in crime hotspots. Desmond Saunders, The Bahamas Tonight.
And speaking of crime, Corrections Commissioner Don Clare is providing a bit more details on that shooting on the compound of the Bahamas Department of Corrections early Monday morning. It was around 3 a.m. when police say a prison officer spotted an unknown man. When confronted by the officer, the man allegedly brandished a firearm and discharged several rounds in the officer's direction. The officer, we're told, returned fire with his service weapon, hitting the suspect, who escaped and fled the area. According according to Commissioner Clare, when officers asked, the man identified himself as an officer. He also left a trail of blood once leaving the area. With 64 acres of land surrounded by communities, Commissioner Clare acknowledged individuals have made several attempts to bring contraband onto the BDOC's compound, but he says he's confident the facility's security complement will continue to keep the compound safe. Well, tonight, as relatives continue to search for answers and a community reels from a horrific, brutal attack in the Montel Heights area exactly 1 week ago, one relative is speaking out about the incident that left 2 dead and 2 of his loved ones badly injured, including a child. Corval Pyfrom has that story.
A week later, Lamar Cooper still tries to understand what led his sister's one-time boyfriend to carry out such a vicious, deadly assault.
So I can't thoroughly elaborate on what's happening until I get over Exuma, get there, and have a one-to-one and clearly understand the full coverage on what actually took place.
Cooper's 44-year-old sister and her 12-year-old daughter are the 2 survivors from last Tuesday's early morning attack, where a 58-year-old man entered the Montel Heights home where the mother and daughter and another man were asleep. He fatally shot the man and critically wounded the 2 females before eventually turning the gun on himself.
As far as I know, I never see him for it to even escalate to be a level like that, or never know him to be a person like that, to get to the level of that.
Cooper spoke to ZNS News recently in Exuma, where he now lives, ahead of traveling to New Providence to be with his loved ones. He says, like most members of his family, he never saw any of this coming.
Yes, they've been involved for some time, very long, as far as I know, and I know him. It could be in for somewhat like 20 years or more, they've been in a relationship. But for as far as I know, or for the last I know, they haven't even been in a relationship for the past 2 years or over 2 years for the last have I known.
His sister and her daughter, while badly injured, are both expected to fully recover, though they both face a challenging road ahead. And even though this has been a crippling blow for his family, Cooper says he harbors no ill will, and his thoughts are with all the families impacted.
There's no family more better than no family, because no human life is worth getting taken away from or what's not.
And he shares this advice, particularly for young men, about handling conflicts and challenges.
But remember, the mind is a terrible thing to waste, but remember, the brain is a difficult organ to replace. So if you can't control it and be in charge of that, I say to my brothers, if you can't control it and you can't take the pressure, what's not a thing, be the bigger man and walk away and do better for your life.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pyfrom.
Well, a police officer, the latest traffic fatality victim, the mishap taking place in Upper Bogie, Eleuthera after 1 p.m. today. We're told it was around that time that North Eleuthera officers found a Japanese vehicle overturned on Queens Highway. The officer, who was attached to the island's op team, was found unresponsive inside the damaged vehicle with wounds to the upper body. Investigations are ongoing. Well, a silent struggle surfacing among men, one marked by rising numbers and quiet pain. As concern grows, so does the call for awareness and action. Amaya Moss reports.
Police stats show that in 2024, suicide deaths here in the Bahamas rose sharply by 33%, and all the reported victims were men. In a recent interview, the Bahamas Crisis Center officials expressed concern over the worrisome spike in suicidal thoughts among the same grouping, more specifically young boys, an indication that this mental struggle often begins as early as adolescence. Today, we took out to the streets to speak to a few men to hear their views on mental health in today's society and how stigma and silence continues to fuel the hidden crisis.
They don't see an end, and if they aren't taken from early enough in development and trained this way, when they reach the stage of facing the problem with having to take on life responsibilities, they don't have solutions. And it's sad that that's a route some of them take.
I just feel that it could be handled better. Sometimes
men don't get the outlets that other members of society do.
We were taught to, be tough, don't cry, stuff like that. So men who show emotions in society are looked at as weak, when in actuality, they're really strong. So I don't think they're taken seriously. They're just told to move on, do better, stuff like that.
You have Women's Crisis Center, and you have Women Battle Center, and you have Women's Center that has, when they have marriage problems. Men have problems too. Men have feelings too. Men need somewhere where we can go to and talk to somebody. When we talk to somebody, say, boy, can't you let's soft stuff away, stop lotioning man. But men today have problems. I want my flowers now. Don't give it to me when I did. You understand me? But a lot of men today, we are hurting. So help us fix that.
The voices we heard today speak to a deeper truth. Silence isn't strength, it's a signal. In a world where too many men suffer in silence, their voice is the only hope to rewrite the tragedy written in numbers. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Amaya Moss.
A good story there, Amaya. That grim picture painted in the 2025 Global School Health Report. Meantime, sadly confirming the substance and alcohol use some students have already quietly witnessed in their classrooms and schoolyards. However, in this next report from our West, Alex Forbes, they're speaking up.
A couple boys used to smoke gray. I get them in the bathroom once, vaping.
What grade?
Grade 6.
That's what a 12-year-old primary school student told me when asked if they've ever seen drugs or alcohol being used at school. Sadly, that child is not alone. According to the 2025 Global School Health Survey, 21.8% of Bahamian youngsters ages 13 to 18 said they've used drugs at some point. Even more alarmingly, over half, 84.8%, have tried drugs before the age of 13. Health policy leader Dr. Sharita Moxie speaks more on this issue.
We've seen a doubling effect in marijuana use among teenagers. When we look at cocaine use, we have seen a tremendous increase in lifetime cocaine use among teens between the ages of 13 and 18.
Meantime, 73.9% of Bahamian teens have consumed alcohol at least once in their lives, excluding cases of religious ceremonies, with most having their first drink before the age of 14. As it stands, 1 in 3 students, or 33.6%, are active drinkers.
Somebody who I used to be with, that's my cousin. Yeah, I used to be with him and he used to do it around my age.
And you?
13.
The teacher wouldn't be there and they would just take over the class and they would do whatever they want with the drugs or whatever, like smoking, vaping, drinking, bringing all these other alcohol in a bottle, like a Sprite bottle.
As Dr. Moxie has stressed, the survey findings are for a collective response, not just review. The 4th wave of the Global School Health Survey is scheduled for 2028-2029. Officials believe this offers a clear window to change the path for a better health and wellness for teens. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Wes Alex Forbes.
Coming up, DPM Cooper joins in a Kanto roundtable discussion. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. That and more in a moment.
Bahamas has been a nation marching for progress. We are more than sunny skies and blue seas. We are a nation filled with purpose, opportunity, and innovation. With each generation, our spirit grows stronger, our dreams brighter, with our banners waving high. Join us as we continue to pass the torch, fostering freedom, progress, opportunity, and innovation for years to come. Happy Independence, Bahamas, from Commonwealth Bank.
Long day? Hungry crew? Say less and satisfy everyone with KFC's Summer Buckets. Grab a super summer bucket and get 8 juicy pieces of fried chicken, 8 nuggets, corn, our new white rice with gravy, 4 buttery biscuits, 4 Switch and Pink lemonades, and 4 dessert biscuits. So whether it's on the beach, at home, or chilling with the crew, KFC's Summer Bucket starting at just $20. Bring all the flavor. Summer with KFC. It's finger licking good.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. BTC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
Only one item? Are you tired of limited choices? I'll have the one item on the menu, thank you. Wow! So many choices. Why settle for less when you deserve more? When it comes to the ways you pay, the more, the better. With a variety of payment options available, you can enjoy the freedom to choose what works best for you. Choose freedom. Choose flexibility. Choose from the full menu of payment options. The future of pay is digital.
Praise Break 2025 is coming. Nassau, get ready for an experience like none other. Humble Child Entertainment presents Praise Break 2025 featuring Kevin Dowswell.
Nassau, Bahamas. It's your boy Kevin Dowswell. I am coming. I can't wait to see you for Praise Break 2025.
Bree Babadoo.
Hey everybody, it's Bree Babadoo. Listen, I will be in Nassau, Bahamas on August the 9th at the Nassau, Bahamas Cruise Port.
Shara J, Johnny Gibson, Thea Johnson, E-Man, Jeanette Hepburn, Nikisha Barnes, TJ Gunson, and the Queen of Gospel, Pastor Shirley Caesar.
Hello, Nassau, Bahamas. I'm Pastor Shirley Caesar, and I'm so excited.
Live in concert, Saturday, August 9th at the Amphitheater at the Nassau Cruise Port. Tickets are now on sale and online at ticketjunkies.com. VIP is $100 for platinum seating, tables, and sky lounges. Call 816-2175. Praise Break 2025 featuring the Queen of Gospel, Pastor Shirley Caesar. You don't want to miss it.
The news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, where safety is first.
You're looking at a shot there of the city of Nassau, more specifically downtown. That shot courtesy of drone pilot Kyson Miller. Deputy Prime Minister, the Honourable Chester Cooper, among a group of regional ministers representing the Bahamas, Curacao, Bermuda, and the Cayman Islands, who participated yesterday afternoon in a panel discussion at the Kanto conference. The session, titled Beyond Connectivity, Charting the Next Frontier in National Transition. Mr. Cooper, laid on the sidelines, told reporters that this is a great opportunity for the Bahamas to highlight what's being done here, noting everything from tech tourism to digital tourism to using technology in agriculture. The tourism minister believes it's an opportunity to get on the cutting edge of developments and trends across the globe.
I had occasion to talk about what I see as potential opportunities, working along with SpaceX partnership, building data centers perhaps, but really investing in the infrastructure, ensuring that we're building capacity and using our best minds, keeping our best minds at home. But collaboration and what I call co-peating, I think, is the key of Kanto's conference this week.
And with more than 750 delegates attending this conference right here in Nassau, the Deputy Prime Minister also delighted in highlighting the boost to the country's #1 industry.
As the Minister of Tourism, I'm delighted to have almost 800 delegates here. You know, it's a great boost for tourism. I'm happy that this is happening in the Bahamas, and I've invited the delegates to visit some of the other islands of the Bahamas as well.
Meantime, the Prime Minister of Grenada today urging delegates attending Kanto to work towards a unified, sustainable and digitally empowered society in order to better shape the Caribbean's place in the global telecommunications sector. Fern Carey has that angle.
Prime Minister Mitchell, who is CARICOM's lead head for Information and Communication Technology, or ICT, in telecommunications, noted that the digital transformation in the region must be accelerated, integrated, and human-centered. He also touted a wider, unified vision of a CARICOM without digital borders by 2030.
This vision addresses our fragmented markets and our infrastructural gaps by seeking to promote harmonization of spectrum and regulatory frameworks, enabling cross-border digital identity recognition, expanding roaming-free mobile environments, and developing shared approaches to cybersecurity, AI, and cloud governance.
The importance of a regional approach in addressing the ever-growing threat of artificial intelligence and cybersecurity also featured prominently in Prime Minister Mitchell's keynote address.
The now familiar technologies such as AI, quantum computing, 5G, and blockchain are no longer futuristic. They are shaping the now, the present. The question echoed by Prime Minister Davis is not whether we will participate, but how, and crucially, on whose terms.
The conference comes to an end tomorrow here at Bahama, with participants focusing on key takeaways they'll be working on until they meet again next year. But the Bahamas tonight, I'm Fern Carey.
Well, now that opposition leader Michael Pintard has laid bare the Free National Movement's issues with how immigration is being handled in the country, from the claim of an apparent rash of citizenship applications to persons applying for work permits under the guise of coming in as tourists to overstaying, the big question is, how would the party truly handle the thorny issue to restore trust in the system? Well, here's what he shared last evening while appearing as a guest on ZNS's nighttime talk show, The Rundown, with host Clint Watson.
We need on each island, we need reserve immigration officers. The law already makes provision for it. It has not yet been implemented, so the reservist unit ought to be established. We also need to make sure, when law and order has been restored in Haiti, to have in the office in Haiti a team, which was from the Department of Labor, NIB, etc., that can assist in the vetting process so that before persons leave the country that they're in, if somebody has applied for them, we should vet them to see if they're suitable. We also need the government to carefully work with its international partners, Homeland Security, to ensure that if the U.S. proceeds with the deportations that they are signaling, that we have all of the relevant information on those persons who they propose to send to the Bahamas, so that we can determine if what they have in mind and who they say ought to come to the Bahamas are in fact the correct persons.
Cleaning up the voter register in the run-up to a general election, no easy task. Neither does it happen overnight. As Parliamentary Commissioner Harrison Thompson notes, the whole process started as far back as 2021. From then to now, 15,000 deceased people have been removed.
Cleaning up the register, we work with the Registrar General's office, we work with the funeral homes, we work with the prison and all those. So we have all of our partners out there that we work with to get all the information we need to make sure we clean the register as best as we can. We clean on a daily basis. We get the information, even in the newspapers. We use the newspapers also. On Thursday, when all of the death notices are issued, we have all kind of check and balances to make sure that we cover. We try to capture all and sundry who needs to be deleted from the register, because we really don't want the register to give a false impression that you have so many persons on the register, but only a small portion voted.
Thompson guesstimates that between 50 and 60 people are removed from the register each Thursday based on their obituaries alone. Now, coming out of the COVID-19 pandemic, talks floated of the Bahamas making the move to electronic voting. Keeping mum on the specifics, Harrison only shared that he and his team are working feverishly towards introducing a biometric card for the next general election.
We're working with our partner who is working very hard, and we're hoping that in the not-too-distant future we'll be able to come back to the public and invite you to come for verification. Because the idea is to have biometrics, your facial and your fingerprints, as much as possible on that card, and something that's like a keepsake, and that to modernize the system will make the process a little easier going forward.
In other news, the Water and Sewage Corporation is battling significant water loss, but big plans are underway to turn the tide. During a press conference yesterday, WSC executives disclosed plans to not only reduce water loss, that's in the billions of gallons, but save millions of dollars in the process. Lal Maycock tells us more.
The Water and Sewage Corporation initiated its water loss program in 2019, successfully saving over 16 billion gallons, equal to $130 million in savings. They've also boosted billed revenue from 5 to over 8 million gallons without increasing production. However, WSC still records daily significant water loss. According to manager of Waste and Leaks Devon Wilmont, the corporation is currently losing over 3 million gallons of water per day. He says the plan is to cut this figure in half by the end of next year and highlights plan to do so inclusive of new infrastructure, smart meters, and combating theft.
As a part of this project, we've introduced 32 pressure zones across New Providence. This helps us pinpoint leaks and manage pressure more efficiently. This means fewer supply cutbacks and less reliance on booster pumps.
The ultimate goal of the WSC is a more resilient and cost-effective system.
Every gallon we recover is a gallon we don't have to purchase or produce, which helps us control costs and invest in other parts of our system. And third, it boosts our operational efficiency. We're using better data, acting faster, and getting ahead of the problem before they become major issues.
WSC says with these upgrades in motion, customers can expect more savings, stronger service, and a more sustainable future. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lyle Maycock.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Full-Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Are you straight? Bro, I ain't getting no service. I can't make no calls. I can't post nothing on my stories. I don't get it.
Wait, you on a live? Shad, come, let's fix that. Come. This one needs saving. Pour them over, please.
Say less. Sign up today. Enjoy 5 gigs on us with select prepaid plans when you port your number to Alive, or 3 months free Alive fiber services when you port your landline.
In 2010, a grant helped Bahama's striping group of companies get started. Today, that seed has grown into a national force, building roads, airports, and brighter futures. Now, we're leading the way through public-private partnerships, what we call 3 Ps, where government vision meets private sector innovation. 3 Ps empowers local subcontractors, giving them the chance to bid. And with every contract, we're putting money directly into communities, creating jobs, supporting families, and fueling growth. From roads in Eleuthera to community centers in the inner city, we're not just laying asphalt, we're laying foundations for financial opportunity. At Bahama's Striping Group of Companies, we believe in building more than infrastructure. We're building up Bahamians who build the Bahamas. 3 Ps, public-private partnerships for people, progress, and prosperity.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
This portion of the news is brought to you by 700 Wines and Spirits, bringing celebration across the nation.
Tonight, our Lloyd Allen is continuing to canvass the City of Angels, locating Bahamians making their mark abroad. Tonight from California, he shares the story of a community leader nominated for major awards. Good evening, Lloyd.
Here in Los Angeles, this is known as the Hollywood Walk of Fame, one of America's well-known spots to identify celebrities across the country. And in the Bahamas, we're known for a number of things, including sun, sand, and sea, but also feeling excellence across the world. Now, when you hear the name His Excellency Cedric Scott, that name's synonymous with black excellence and talent. Here's why.
The greatest feeling of responsibility was my grandmother's edict to me as a 16-and-a-half-year-old leaving. Don't embarrass your family and do not embarrass your country.
His Excellency Cedric Alexander Scott is a career actor, having acted in a number of movies like Salty 1974, Let's Do It Again 1975, Jaws: The Revenge, 1987, and others. Now, over his career, Scott's productions also nominated for several awards, including a Golden Globe and Emmy Award, most notably for his production of the film Mandela and the Clerk. Scott currently serves as non-resident ambassador extraordinary and plenipotentiary of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas to Japan. His Excellency Scott says from the beginning, he was guided by many, including the late Sir Sidney Poitier, helping to mold his self-described steadfast nature.
And he talked with me for about 15, 20 minutes. You know, he spoke with me as an adult, not as a child, although he called me kid.
He offers this advice to up-and-coming talent.
Like the generations before them, they owe it to themselves and the generations that will follow them, their ancestors. They owe it to teach them about the values of the Bahamas.
Now, while some may think you have to travel to LA to see some of the most prolific stars, just so you know, the Bahamas creates its very own. Reporting from Los Angeles for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Well, let's go segue as any for us to hear what's coming up in Access Now from LaDawn and Marlena.
Well, Makusula, it seems as if Lloyd is quite busy over there in Los Angeles because in Access Now, he's going to be interviewing Dallas Mavericks power forward Kai Jones.
Yes, we had his dad here just a few weeks ago, so it's going to be fun to see just how he's doing over there. It's always good to see Bahamians successful abroad.
Yes, definitely, sir.
Well, stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight is back after the break.
Diet-friendly special.
Wait. What you doing there?
Oh, you didn't know it? Popeye's giving up the $5,000 for summer, dog.
Stop that.
All you gotta do is purchase a NOLA box, any Popeye's location. You can even enter online to win a NOLA box. What that is? That's a chicken sandwich, 2 tenders, fries, apple pie, drink for $13.95.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Is the Little Caesars Stuffed Crust Pizza. Get more pizza for less money. Only $12. It's a whole new level of pizza with cheese stuffed crust so spectacular that there's nothing left.
Pizza.
A delicious pepperoni pizza with the crust stuffed with lots of cheese and brushed with butter and garlic flavor and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese. Hot and ready Thursday to Saturday between 4 and 8 for only $12. Simply irresistible. And only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
And that does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
The Hidden Disabilities Sunflower is a globally recognized symbol for persons with invisible disabilities.
The sunflower lanyard made our journey less stressful, smoother, and more inclusive.
REACH is proud to support the Hidden Sunflower Scheme, which makes the invisible visible. So far, the Nassau Airport Authority and the Nassau Cruise Port are sunflower certified.
So if you see someone with a sunflower lanyard, always remember to be patient and ask if they need some help. Please be kind and always remember to show respect.
We wish to encourage more hotel operators with amenities such as water parks, restaurants, cinemas, government offices to join this initiative, making the Bahamas a more sunflower-friendly country.
Please feel free to reach out to the REACH office at 328-4123, or you can reach out to the National Commissions for Persons with Disabilities at 396-8700.
Two more priests at the Anglican Diocese's altar. Desmond Saunders has the details.
And BAF treats Exuma kids to a really special summer camp, so stay close for that.
Plus, speaking of summer camps rather, the Fort Charlotte Summer Camp celebrates 25 years of existence. Here what the MP for the area has to say.
And coming up in sports, Bahamian athletes take to the track. Hear how they fared.
Tonight, Access Now starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, Access Now.
Well, the countdown is on, Marlena. 3 days to go, and I can't wait.
I am so jealous. I'm sure you're going to enjoy. Should we tell them now?
No, I guess we'll wait until Friday, but let's build up a little suspense. For now, though, let's dive right into the news. Bouncing back is never easy, but that's the journey Bahamian NBA player Kai Jones is now traversing. Lloyd Allen, who is in Los Angeles, joins us live with more. Good evening, Lloyd.
Well, good evening again. Reporting here from Los Angeles. Now, we spoke with Bahamian-born American NBA athlete Kai Jones, who's had some challenges, but he's also talked about his road to recovery. Here's a bit from that interview. Kai Jones, also among Bahamians in Los Angeles, says although there have been some hurdles in finding the right balance in his career, his focus remains on improving his skill.
Right now, I'm a free agent in the NBA, waiting to get signed, speaking to a couple teams, and just finding the best situation for me.
Following his very public fall from grace, Jones attributes it to a lesson learned following the loss of two of his biggest supporters.
For me, I was just going through some things. Like I said, my great-grandmother passed away, and, you know, sometimes it's hard to face that reality of mortality. That was tough for me, so just dealing with that, and, you know, she was somebody that I loved dearly, and it was other family things as well, but nothing major, nothing that I couldn't overcome, so it was great. They bounced back from that, and things have been better and better ever since, so I'm grateful for the challenge because it made me a better person who I am today.
Jones says he is currently based in LA, maintaining his endurance and poised for the next chapter. He explains with the support of his family, moving forward remains a no-brainer.
Beautiful, man. I love my family, and I'm grateful that they love me so much, and it means everything to me how much they support me. They support me a lot, and they always tell me how proud they are of me, and that's been probably one of the biggest reasons that I go so hard and have been able to make it to this level is because my family motivates me, and that's why I want to be great, because I want to take care of them. And when
it comes to your professional career, do you intend to re-enter the NBA?
Yes, sir. That's my intention for sure. Like I said, speaking to teams now, negotiating something that works for me. So, yeah, that's my intention for sure. Yes, sir.
We also just celebrated our 52nd independence. As a Bahamian abroad, what does independence still mean for you?
It means freedom. It means identity, culture. So that's big for me. That's why I went home, being able to dance in the streets with my uncle, Saxon Superstars. That was nice. And yeah, I love the Bahamas. You know, I'm really, really from there, so I used to play ball there, always was around Nassau, and yeah, so it was nice to go back and see my people.
Now, the 24-year-old says while there are unpredictable challenges in life, his goal remains on making his country proud. Reporting from Los Angeles for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Thanks, Lloyd. The Anglican Diocese welcoming 2 new priests around the altar at a grand ceremony held at Christ Church Cathedral to mark the occasion. Our Desmond Saunders was there.
A historic milestone for two young Grand Bahamians this past weekend. Dean of Students at St. Andrew's School in Exuma, Tristan Lockhart, and Assistant Curate at Christ the King Parish, Anatole Ferguson, ordained as Anglican priests. The two young clergy sharing the grand moment with friends and families during an elaborate service at Christ Church Cathedral. Anglican Bishop of the Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands, the Right Reverend Leish Boyd, calling it a significant moment.
We are just celebrating the fact that we have two more clergy. And not just any two clergy, but two young adults who have truly distinguished themselves in their life as lay people, and then further to that in their journeying as clergy.
For Reverend Tristan Lockhart, the call for ministry began at the tender age of 15, but after numerous setbacks and much reflection, he answered the call.
At that time, it was Archdeacon Kingsley Knowles, who was the rector of St. Stephen's Parish at that time. And so, of course, he was someone which you would have embodied priesthood. He was very faithful to the call. And so it was his work around the altar that inspired me.
Anatole Ferguson never imagined this moment in her life's journey, which was fueled by the support of close family and friends.
After a few prayers, I told God, if this was really for me, open the door so wide that no matter what I did, I still had to walk through it. And truth be told, it happened. Doors started opening, opportunities came that I could never even imagine.
Both Anglican priests now optimistic of the journey ahead.
I am currently the assistant curate at Christ the King, God's headquarters in Ridgeland Park. And so my ministry will continue there with the lovely and wonderful people there. We are rebuilding now in the renovation. We suffered a fire.
I am assigned to St. Andrew's Parish in Exuma, where I am the chaplain and dean of students of St. Andrew's Anglican School and the assistant curate of St. Andrew's Anglican Parish, which consists of 5 churches in Exuma. And so right now, the rector is on maternity leave, so the burden is on me for both church and school. And so just continue with what Father Oswald Pinder said, to continue to love the people.
A new chapter and a new path with high expectations for the ordained priests. Desmond Saunders of Bahamas Tonight.
Great job there, Desmond. Well, students on Exuma just wrapped up what has become for many of them a much looked forward to summer ritual, an annual summer camp. Corval Pai from says his camp has just reached a milestone. Here's the story.
Well, obviously, we're having a little trouble with that. We'll have to bring that back to you later. But speaking of summer camps, cheers, music, and the infectious laughter of children filled the air in Fort Charlotte yesterday as the community marked a major milestone, the 25th anniversary of the beloved Fort Charlotte summer camp, and the camp themed Where Sparks Become Flames and Dreams Take Flight. Member of Parliament for Fort Charlotte, the Honourable Alfred Sears, gave thanks to the true backbone of the summer program.
All of the colleagues from Fort Charlotte who have stood with me for 25 years with this camp, starting in the Priory grounds, moving throughout the community on the parks, and for the past 6 years here at TG Global. I think the parents who for 25 years have trusted your most precious children to our trust.
And while there was plenty of fun to go around, the heart of the day was the Member of Parliament's message to the children. In a tone equal parts motivational and warm, he reminded them that greatness lives within each of them.
Is this camp is like a relay from primary school through high school, and when you go to college, and when you come back and you establish yourself and you become the ministers and the prime ministers and the doctors and the contractors, and you become the parents within this society, you will keep this camp going. And as we have done for 25 years, we are demonstrating to you what it means to be a citizen of a country. Is that the country is supposed to protect the citizens, and the citizens gives back to the country the service, the loyalty, and that is what igniting a flame is all about.
Still to come, adorable ZZ Knight and her superstar mom, Wendy, along with our weatherman, Basil, are up next after the break. So stay close.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsea. Tingsea is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsea. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting TingseaBahamas.com.
Hey, ladies, where's the Dave? Oh, okay, thanks. Bets.
Greg, what's up?
Ready, man, how you doing?
I'm doing well. He's meditating. You gotta give him at least an hour.
All right, well, I can wait. I ain't got nothing to do. Been privatized sale now on to independence.
Welcome to What's Trending. Join me, Jiminita Swain.
And me, The Bahama Beauty, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m.
Only on the ZNS Network.
It's time for your Access weather forecast, and we'll get you started with our satellite picture, and it's showing some showers over north and central Andros, and that is pushing all towards the west. And then there are a couple other small areas over the open waters of the northwest Bahamas, again pushing towards the west with that upper level low pressure that continues to move over Florida. And your boating forecast tonight, well, it's brought to you by Live Business, where we simply bulk up your business in the northwest and central islands tonight right through Thursday. We're going to have some moderate breezes out of the southeast at 12 to 18 knots. The wave height 3 to 6 feet. So we're asking small craft both in the northwest and central islands to exercise some caution. High tide that will take place at 7 minutes past midnight. You can expect a low tide at 6:32 tomorrow morning. And for the southeast Bahamas, tonight through Thursday, those winds southeast a little stronger as well, 15 to 20 knots. Wave height very choppy at 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. So caution flags are also in place for the southeast Bahamas through Thursday. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Here we go. Say she promised she gonna marry me, but she run away. She promised she'd be faithful to me, but she scheme on me. Say she take all my money, she take my car, my virginity is with her now.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. Marlena.
Thanks, Basil. Well, we had a little bit of rain out there today, but here's all the sunshine we're going to need. It's just little ZZ Knight joining us live in studio. She's the daughter of celebrity recording artist Wendy, who also joins us live in studio tonight. Welcome to Access Now.
Thank you.
Now, ZZ, you're taking your own waves in entertainment. Can we start off with, how old are you?
I'm 6.
You're 6? Oh my goodness. And so I've heard that you do both acting and modeling. So when you're doing those things, do you have a preference? Do you have a favorite, acting or modeling?
Acting.
Acting? And why do you like acting better?
Because I can do other voices.
You can do other voices? Do you have any favorite voices you might want to show us?
What's your favorite voice to do?
Cute voice.
The cute voice? Oh, that sounds like that's the one you've already got. So that's a great one to have. Now, when you're in front of the stage or in front of the camera, if you ever get nervous, what do you think about to make yourself feel a bit braver?
My mommy.
Your mom? Oh, and is mommy with you often when you're going on these adventures?
Yes.
Yes? That's amazing. And so, do you like when mommy's watching you perform? I guess so, because she helps you feel braver.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that she says that can make you smile if you're feeling nervous?
Think about Disney World.
Think about Disney World. Oh, that would work on me too. I'm gonna try that for myself. The next time I'm nervous, I'll be like, okay, Zizi said, think about Disney World. I think that's gonna help us feel better. Now, Wendy, can you tell us some of the projects that Zizi's been a part of?
Oh my goodness. So ever since my beautiful baby came out of the womb, she has been in front of the camera. And even now, there will be people when we're out and about, they'll be like, hi, Zizi. And I'll be like, excuse me. I forget that, okay, she's known, but we've done the Shop Local campaign, which was after COVID. So she's been on billboards. We've done work with Bamboo Shack. We've done work with Popeyes. We've done work with BTC. We had a really big campaign with BTC. And she's a signed model. She's signed to Clio Talent Agency. Nice. We recently did some work with the NASA on Paradise Island. So I'm really excited about, you know, getting her more exposed, and maybe an international campaign is on the way. So I'm really happy just to see her blossom and flourish. And you know, she's a bit shy now, but this is a little rambunctious with the snapper right here, and I love it. I love it.
Now, you're saying that from the moment she came out, you could tell there was something special.
Right.
And obviously she's been able to show people the beginnings of that, just the promise of the beginning. But how has it been for you balancing, helping, encouraging her in her creative career while also managing your own?
You know, that is I wouldn't say it was a challenge. It is coming naturally to me. I'll give you like a little story. When I got the call to come on here, I was in promo mode for my new song, Say Ah, shameless plug. But I thought they were calling for me. And they were like, no, we want Zizi. I said, oh, okay, and I just switched into momager mode, and I'm loving it. I love being able to put her in the forefront and in the limelight, and I get to do I'm really good at like behind the scenes things as well, so I get to flex that muscle. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about what she is going to be doing very soon.
So are we. We can't wait to see that international campaign, which I'm sure will be knocking at the door very soon, and the upcoming song. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Say thank you, Marlena.
Thank you, Marlena.
We can't wait to see where you both go. I mean, we've both got a long way to go till you reach the top, huh? Yes. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming. And of course, you always have an open invitation to come back. Well, for us, it's time for us to check in with ZNS Sports to see what's on tap.
The track. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
Come and visit us at Shop Smart, 'cause everything is here.
Yes, we have it all for you. Toys, clothing, office supplies, appliances, custom cut blinds, bedding, drapes, and rugs. Come and visit us on Mackey Street, 2 blocks down from Wolf Road. Call us at 698-1052.
Shop Smart, at Shop Smart, at Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
Ace Hardware Nassau wants you to be safe and prepared this hurricane season. Come browse our huge selection of products from flashlights, batteries, first aid kits, tarps, and more. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Come on in to Ace Hardware Nassau, located off West Bay Street on St. Albans Drive. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff are eager to serve you. Or you can give us a call at 605-2470-71 or 72. We're open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Ace, the helpful place.
Welcome to your Tuesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. A number of our top track stars in action over the weekend. Up first, World 60-meter hurdles record holder Devin Charlton in a stacked field over in Monaco in the Wanda Diamond League meet. Charlton competing in the women's 100-meter hurdles. She would get out to an extremely fast start and was in contention for a top spot. She would clip the 10th and final flight of hurdles and finish 7th in 12:69. Charlton's time, though, once again surpassed the qualifying standard of 12.73 seconds for the World Championship slated for later this year. Charlton ended up trailing Jamaican Olympic bronze medalist Megan Tapper, who clinched the title in a personal best time of 12.34 seconds. On the men's side, in a much-anticipated showdown in the men's 400 meters at the 2025 Ed Murphy Track Classic in Memphis, Tennessee, all eyes were on Bahamian Stephen Gardner and American Quincy Wilson. Wilson, the 17-year-old running out of lane 5, made up the stagger to pass the 29-year-old Gardner in lane 6, coming off the first curve on the back stretch. As they headed to the final curve of the 200-meter mark, Gardner eventually stopped as Wilson surged to an impressive win in 44.10 seconds, the 4th fastest time this year, to lower his world under-18 record. No word on Gardner's status as he continues to battle the injury bug that has hampered his return to the international circuit since winning the world title in 2019 in Doha, Qatar, and Olympic gold. In baseball news, overnight, Jazz Chisholm Jr. making history, becoming the first Bahamian to compete in the MLB All-Star Home Run Derby. The moment serving as a special one for the Bahamas is joining Chisholm on the field as his pitcher with his longtime mentor, Jerron Sands, Director of Baseball Operations for the International Elite Sports Academy. Jazz bowing out in the first round, though, with a total of 3 home runs. He spoke afterwards about the experience.
I had a lot of fun. I enjoyed every second of it.
Do you think you'd do it again?
I told him next year, I said if I got more than 20 homers by the half next year, I'd do it again and actually try to hit homers every swing instead of, trying to keep my swing. No, it's not that I wasn't trying to hit homers. I was trying to keep my swing and hit homers instead of just trying to hit everything in the air. I was trying to keep my line drive swing and hit homers. But, it gets better. I had that full circle moment in my head during the round. It was like with like a minute and a half right before I called my timeout. I don't know. I think I hit a fly ball to the infield or something like that, or a foul ball back. And I smiled to myself and I was like, dang, we actually doing this right now. We actually hitting in a home run derby and he's actually throwing to me. And then after that is when my mind really just cleared to bro, we're having fun and we're enjoying this, And
that's all the time we have for sports on this Tuesday. Until tomorrow, I'm Amajal Knowles, signing out.
Wednesday, July 16th at 9 p.m. Tune into the ZNS television network for the opening ceremony of the 40th Kanto Annual Conference and Trade Exhibition.
We will champion digital sustainability through climate-resilient networks,
create a common framework for digital sovereignty that gives the Caribbean a collective voice strong enough to demand respect in the global digital order.
That's Wednesday at 9 p.m. on the ZNS television network.
Looking at the Queen's Staircase. Our drone pilots captured this beautiful shot. Good job, guys. But it's time for us to take a flight down to Andros. Let's go.
Has been traveling yet again, this time to the Big Yard. He visited a farm owned by Rai Badu. Here's the story.
You see the size of those mangoes and the cucumbers? Everything here grows big. Badu's nursery farm in Nicholstown. And that's not all.
They have here like 75 June plum trees, 300 guava trees, about 80 breadfruit trees. I have lime, sugar apple, and a variety of native to the Caribbean, especially Guyana. And I found this to be very, very productive and I can safely say after leaving my job at school, I'm retired, I can make a handsome living on this operation here.
With so much to offer, marketing must be good.
Most of my stuff I send to the farmers market at Gladstone Road, like sugar apple, June plum, sapodilla, mangoes, soursop. The other stuff that I incorporate this project with are vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, sweet pepper, tomatoes, cucumber, that go directly to super value. When I have excess, I will send to the packing house.
Not much livestock here, just laying chicks who produced eggs and a few for the gathering. And what is Andres without the crabs? I know you're thinking crab and dough, crab and rice, big crab.
Input for agriculture is very, very expensive in the Bahamas. So you have to make sure that you have the know-how, because you can't just jump and go and prepare a piece of land and buy input like seeds, seedlings, fertilizer, and you don't know what to do. You have to study the soil in the Bahamas, and that is why it was a win-win situation for me. I understand the soil, understand what kind of nutrients it needs, and that is why you see my crop producing so healthy. But anybody can make a handsome living doing permanent crop and cash crop. Is not impossible. Is far highly paid than many, many other jobs.
Now, this tree got my attention with the limes so expensive in Nassau.
That is what they call bittersweet, but we call it, the scientific name is civil orange, and that is what we use to make conch salad. I have about 150 trees at the back that are producing now. Just start to produce.
And nothing like ending our tour with some nice, fresh, off-the-tree coconut water. For Access Now, I'm Charles Fisher.
Our Charles Fisher clearly had a ball on Andres, so good stuff, Charles. But it's time for us to turn things over to Matea Cunningham and Let's Talk Socials.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Talk Socials. Today we're continuing to shine a light on the creative ways Bahamians are celebrating and preserving our culture, both online and in everyday life. Today's feature takes us to the pews of Holy Cross Anglican Church, where something truly special happened this past Sunday. Just as service wrapped up, the church erupted into the sounds of a full-blown Junkanoo rush out right inside of the sanctuary. Take a look. The horns were blaring, the cowbells were shaking, and the energy was electric. Members of the congregation joined in, waving Bahamian flags and dancing through the aisles as the spirit of Junkanoo took over. You could see the joy on every face, from the youngest child to the oldest elder. That's it for today's Let's Talk Social.
That Junkanoo music sounds sweet, sweet, sweet.
Can't help but feel it in your chest.
I know, right? Well, that does it for Access Now for tonight. Make sure to join us for Lena Wealthwise Financial Tips tomorrow.
Oh, yes. But for tonight, make sure you stay tuned for the rundown with Clint Watson for this week's Political Roundtable.
Good night, everybody.
When a hurricane watch or warning is issued, medical emergency services are placed on high alert. For many persons seeking medical care, defining what an emergency is can be difficult to assess given all that is occurring during the storm. The following basic guidelines are designed to help you assess your emergency. If you are experiencing symptoms like shortness of breath, chest pain, severe pain, disorientation, extreme vomiting or diarrhea, vision disturbance or suicidal thoughts, you should seek immediate medical assistance. If you are bleeding significantly or otherwise severely injured, seek emergency assistance immediately. Children presenting with symptoms like high fever and extremely listless or lethargic behavior need to be taken to the emergency room immediately. If you are unsure of the extent of your condition, you are advised to seek medical assistance immediately. Share your symptoms with the on-call doctor and get advice as to whether or not it can wait until normal business hours. Remember, emergency care is not a convenient option for basic medical care during a storm. The Public Hospitals Authority encourages members of the public to use these basic guidelines to help decide on whether something is an emergency or not. The authority reminds the public that in the case of an emergency, always call 919 or head immediately to the emergency room. This message has been brought to you by the Public Hospitals Authority.
Did you know that if a fire starts in your home, you may have as little as 2 minutes to escape? Keep your family and home safe with these few fire safety preparation and prevention tips. Ensure that your home has working smoke detectors. They will alert you if there is smoke and fire in your home. Install a smoke detector on every level of your home, inside each bedroom and outside each sleeping area. Test smoke detectors every month and change the batteries every 6 months. Home fires can spread rapidly and every second counts. Create an escape plan and practice it with everyone in your home. Make sure everyone can safely escape in less than 2 minutes. Keep escape routes as clutter-free as possible so no one trips or falls on the way out during an emergency. In addition to smoke detectors, fire extinguishers is an important device to have on hand. To use a fire extinguisher, remember the acronym PASS. Pull the pin, aim the nozzle, squeeze the handle, and sweep from side to side at the base of the fire. We must all do our parts to ensure that our families and homes are safe in the event a fire occurs. On behalf of the Commissioner of Police, the Director of Fire Services, and all officers of the Fire Department, let's work together to help prevent fires, because fire safety is everyone's responsibility, and the life you save may be your own.
Strong family bonds provide a crucial support system, often filling the gaps that might otherwise lead to reliance on social assistance.
If we get the family structure support system right, you won't see adult children willingly putting their parents in senior citizens' homes. You won't see anyone putting children up for adoption. We should be the safety net for when the family begins to have some challenges.
Addressing the root causes of dependency is essential, as our goal is to shift the focus from merely providing aid to fostering self-reliance.
We must be prepared to move persons from dependency to self-sufficiency to economic empowerment. And I'm asking the public to join us on this journey.
This has been the Heartbeat Brief, an inside look at the Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting.
Hey, y'all, what's up?
Hey, what's that?
What y'all getting?
Listen, I've been waiting to march down some logs here.
Hi, I'm Matthew. I will be you guys waited today. Can I take your order?
Oh, I've been queuing for some grouper dread.
Y'all see this?
See, this ain't gonna work.
Where the fish gone, though?
But how, though?
Don't leave our children with no fish in their future. Protect our sea. Protect our way of life. Protect the Bahamas. To learn how you can help, find us on Facebook at Bahamas Protected. See the future.
Riding a motorcycle requires a heightened sense of awareness, strength, and better coordination than driving a car. It also involves increased risks and more maneuvering skills. Motorcycles are not as easily seen as a car or trucks. Other motorists, particularly those who don't ride a motorcycle, may not be looking for motorcycles in traffic.
This places the motorcyclist at risk, particularly at intersections. Here are a few tips supplied by the Royal Bahamas Police Force to ensure a safer ride. Always ensure that all persons are equipped with fitting helmets and other motorcycle safety gear like effective eyewear. Ensure that the motorcycle is licensed and insured and both license plates are properly secure on both front and back. Do not pop motorcycles, especially when on a busy road or intersection. It impairs your line of sight and your ability to swerve will be delayed. Be alert when riding and be mindful of road conditions, especially when overtaking. Always inspect your motorcycle before every ride to ensure your vehicle is fully operational, especially tires and braking systems. Be sure to be well informed about bike hand signals and other safety procedures. Along with this freedom comes responsibility, but all the risks involved can be managed through training and education. Let us drive safe and share the road. I am Corporal 3599 Camille Johnson, reminding you that safety is everyone's responsibility.
Planning the execution of a newscast is serious business. From the assignment to the concept of the story, everything has to be precise, on point, always. The Bahamas Tonight, the national report, is your trusted news service. We get it right the first time. Our preparation for you each night is done with care, knowing that our voices will reach you on 700 islands and keys with unquestionable accuracy. It gives me great pleasure each night to say,
Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the national report. I'm your national anchor, Makush Lopinder.
At Harold Point, I'm Ted Jervis, and this is ZNS.
The Rundown is brought to you by Commonwealth Brewery Limited.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the show. It's great to have you all with us again on a Tuesday night. Well, as police continue to fight the local crime war, the Mount Moriah Constituency Association of the Progressive Liberal Party has taken matters into their own hands by conducting a walkabout to advise residents on staying safe. In addition to that, PLP leader, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis, addressed the constituency's leaders during a crime forum at the C.W. Sawyer Primary School yesterday, where he made it one thing clear. While his administration has made tremendous progress in stemming the flow of violent crime in the country, his government remains relentless in crime reduction.
My government is doing its part. We have strengthened the police force. More officers on the ground, more vehicles, better equipment, improved training. We are investing in the prevention side too, in youth programs, mentorship, job opportunities, after-school support. And we have rolled out a 5-point plan to tackle crime in a way that is structured, targeted, and sustainable.
Well, compare and contrast. The Parliamentary Registration Department doing its checks and balances to ensure who's registered is a true representation of the voting population. Makush Lopinder has the story.
Cleaning up the voter register in the run-up to a general election, no easy task. Neither does it happen overnight. As Parliamentary Commissioner Harrison Thompson notes, the whole process started as far back as 2021. From then to now, 15,000 deceased people have been removed.
Cleaning up the register, we work with the Registrar General's office, we work with the funeral homes, we work with the prison and all those. So we have all of our partners out there that we work with to get all the information we need to make sure we clean the register as best as we can. We clean on a daily basis.
We get the information. Even in the newspapers, we use the newspapers also. On Thursday, when all of the death notices are issued, we have all kind of check and balances to make sure that we cover. We try to capture all and sundry who needs to be deleted from the register. Because we really don't want the register to give a false impression that you have so many persons on the register, but only a small portion voted.
Thompson guesstimates that between 50 and 60 people are removed from the register each Thursday based on their obituaries alone. Now, coming out of the COVID-19 pandemic, talks floated of the Bahamas making the move to electronic voting. Keeping mum on the specifics, Harrison only shared that he and his team are working feverishly towards introducing a biometric card for the next general election.
We're working with our partner, who is working very hard. And we're hoping that in the not-too-distant future, we'll be able to come back to the public and invite you to come for verification. Because the idea is to have biometrics, your facial and your fingerprints, as much as possible on that card. And something that's like a keepsake. And that to modernize the system will make the process a little easier going forward.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Makushla Pinder.
Thank you, Makushla. And of course, we're going to leave our commentary for after the break because we want to give full time to our guest. It is Tuesday. That means a political roundtable. Representatives from the various political parties are here to take on the hot issues. And of course, as we promised, we're going to talk about immigration tonight, which has been in the headlines. We'll find out exactly how they feel about it. People want to know what's happening with the elections. People want to know what's happening with the campaigns and, of course, the exact numbers in the various constituencies ahead of these election campaigns. We're going to talk about that tonight. It's a political roundtable. You know, that means getting all of the sides to comment on the big issues. I'm going to do that, get some understanding, get some views, and of course you feel free to comment and bring your questions, your comments in the Lion's Den, and I'll be sure to get those read tonight. So let's get started right after the break. Political commentary on Political Tuesdays here on The Rundown. We begin right after the break. Stay close.
After I was in a plane crash in June 1983, I lost my left arm. I had some good friends, came along, fishing guides. They said, man, we can teach you to fly fish. Exuma, exuma. Can you see? Look at it, man. One of the nicest places you want to be in the world. There were challenges learning to cast, learning to put a fly on a leader, learning to tie the different knots for me as a handicapped individual. As a matter of fact, I don't really feel handicapped because I could do everything, man. Anything anybody could do, I think I could do it too. Because with your mindset to do anything, no matter what you are, what you look like, what's happening to you, you can do it. Persons in our positions, it's hard to get fundings and very, very expensive. SBDC would be helpful in regards to help funding people with disabilities. So nothing is impossible if you're disabled, any kind of disability. Put faith in God and trust God. Believe you will overcome.
back to the Rundown. A special good night to all of you watching, whether you're watching here in the Lion's Den on Facebook or on YouTube or on whatever platform you get, cable, Flow TV, here around the country or in Turks and Caicos Islands and the Caribbean, around the world. It's always a pleasure to have you watching. Well, political parties making headlines this week, capitalizing on their stance that there's an immigration crisis in the country. It's an issue that's been watered down by the government, who listed the 3 pillars of its network policy framework on immigration. That's just one of the topics we will address on tonight's Political Roundtable Tuesday. Joining us for the Progressive Liberal Party's Kyle Dean, Free National Movement Vice Chairman Denary Roll, Coalition of Independents Deputy Leader Dr. Veronica McGiver, and the Bahamas Constitution Party's Deputy Leader, Deputy Servant Leader Dwayne Hyler. Ladies and gentlemen, good to have you with us. You're the rose among us. You're the lion's den. I want to get started right into it because obviously we want to cover some ground tonight, and that is immigration. And let me ask you, do we have an immigration crisis?
Can I
go first out? First out.
Ladies, first out the game. Yes, ladies go first. We do have a national immigration crisis on our hand right now. It transcends parties. It transcends colors. What's been happening now is from 1967, Loftus Roca warned us about this day, that it will come. And since 1967 to now, the PLP has had about 6 cycles of governance. The FNM has had about 4 cycles of governance. And right now, they have not been able to solve the issue with immigration. They keep kicking the can down the road, the same way they kick the can down the road with freedom of information and campaign finance reform. So what's happening is COI, the party that I represent, we are the only political party, in my opinion, that is credible to solve the immigration issue in the Bahamas right now, because the other 2 parties have failed.
What makes you credible?
Okay, let me tell you something. After September 2021, when Brave won the election, do you know that there was a boatload of migrants that came into Inagua? It was about 2 weeks after he won the election. So they probably say, oh boy, our prime minister won, let's go. And do you know that the people in Inagua started complaining about food, water. They were afraid of that they would be overtaken. You remember there was a lot of controversy in that first 2 weeks of Brave winning. Mr. Lincoln Bain, my leader, went with the chairperson and maybe 1 or 2 other persons. They flew down to Inagua. They were the first ones on the ground. Listen to this now. And they were able to show the government, because the government wanted to say, oh, we can't send them back because the airport in Inagua is not working. So the jet can't come to take the people back to Haiti. Mr. Bain was able to show that there were 2 airports and you could leave out of there. So he was on the ground first, confronting the issue. And then Chester Cooper and his gang went after Mr. Bain went. So all I want to say is that COI has been on the ground since day 1 fighting for immigration, and we're the only credible party that is in the forefront of immigration, and we will get the job done. But the other 2 parties have failed us.
Okay, Clint, so I'll jump in right there. Dr. McGiver gave a spiel on what she thinks the COI would do. But during her spiel, what I realized, especially about the COI, to me, in my opinion, by the way, I feel like they play on the emotions of the Bahamian people. It's one thing to be present on a site, right? Or, hey, let's raise awareness to what's happening. But again, a tangible, real-time solution. And that's why I am always honored to be here on the show. And Clint, like you say, we'll focus on the details. And every week that I come, you notice I always come with plans that this is what the FNM is going to do. I always lay out comprehensive plans as what the FNM was going to do. And what I want the Bahamian people to focus on this electoral season is the party that focuses on real issues, not play on the emotions of the Bahamian people, and actually trying to offer solutions to the challenges that we were faced. The leader was on with you last night, and he would have mentioned successive governments had a shot at this immigration thing, and successive governments had their downfalls and issues that they would have dealt with in regards to the immigration matter. But again, when you look on Sunday, we would have unveiled, and again, practical real-time solutions, Operation Shield. The S stands for securing our land and ending illegal occupation. The H, heightened surveillance. I, investigate political abuse. E, end unfairness and enforce stronger penalties. L, limit approvals and disclose data. The F and M again, once again, we are now presenting to you practical real-time solutions. And what you would have seen over the course of 3 years in terms of what we were calling for, right? And again, and I just want to set the record straight too now. Let me make it early. I don't want for a second for the PLP, and I specifically said because they're the government of the day. Every time the F&M raises something, what PLP members and the like do, what they say, oh, when the F&M was in power, they did this. When the F&M was in, you are correct. When the F&M had a chance of governing, we are correct. But every 5 years, the Bahamian people decide based on what the government presented to them, how they feel about that government. So they made their issues clear with how they dealt with us at the 2021 election. You are now in the chair as the current government of the day. We are going to focus on what you did to make our lives better, what you did in terms of policy legislation to enhance our lives, and what you did to make a difference in our community. So you can't go back to always, the F&M did this. You in the chair now. Let's talk about what you are currently doing. And again, we are offering real-time solutions that they can implement. And one of the things we've been calling for the past 3 years is, let's implement a select committee on immigration. We're going to give them full powers, autonomously outside of Parliament to deal with immigration matters. And we even took it a step further. We will have a permanent investigative body to deal with all immigration matters that is cross-sectorial. And majority of the makeup of this board is going to be of civil society. So we are getting Bahamians now involved to help government and leaders and stakeholders take hold and advantage of this immigration crisis.
Carl, what do you say regarding government's
Brother Clint, let me just share this. I heard what Dr. Mugabe would have said. One of the things that I agree with her is immigration transcends party politics. Because it is a very complex problem. And we see where, you have Bahamians involved feeding this crisis for cheap labor. You have Bahamians signing for migrants. And the law says that if you sign for a migrant, they have to work for you, but then you see that same person working for somebody else. But let me share this with you, Clint. It's good to see all the PLP jumps on when the F&M was in power. But when the Bahamians go to the poll, they have an option. You can look at what the PLP has done, which is repatriate 12,000 plus migrants, which is the most repatriations in under 4 years in the modern history of this country, right? There was no repatriation. There was little to none, or let me just say, not enough repatriations under the last administration. I could go as far as saying, under the PLP administration, we cleared down 7 shanty towns. That has never been done. You have never seen a government took the bull by the horn and gave notices to shanty town homeowners and say, you have 30 days to leave this place because we're demolishing it, right? And I agree with that stance, because just the same way Bahamian can't go and build outside of the building code, we should not allow foreign migrants to come and do the same. So the government has cleared 7 shanty towns, which is a record-breaking number. It has never been done. I could go as far as saying, Clint, that the government has built a base in Inagua. So if illegal migrants are caught in Inagua, there's no need to bring them to New Providence. Right. So they are housed in Inagua, and they are repatriated from Inagua. These are just 3 of the many things that the government has done. Not only that, the government has raised the morale in immigration through promotions. When we came to office you had hundreds of immigration officers who were not even confirmed. 5, 6, 7, 8 years confirmed. So what do you expect if you as a government kill the morale of the officers who you entrust to enforce the immigration laws? And so the present administration had to come in, build the morale of immigration, make immigration more efficient. This is immigration has brought in record number of income because of the reforms. Record number of repatriations. So immigration is much more efficient. Although we still have an immigration crisis, I agree, more still needs to be done. When you look at the partnership partnership with the Turks and Caicos and the U.S. Coast Guard, we have seen 5 or less landed ships. Everything has been intercepted at the sea because of the work and the policies of the present administration. So it's good for him to say, they like to say, look what the FM has done. So what do you want the Bahamian people to compare it to? Your leader sat in the former administration's cabinet. He didn't advocate for reform. He didn't advocate for shantytown demolition.
You can't say that.
Hold on.
No, I'm going to let you go on record and say that. Because
give me one public statement where your leader advocated for any of those stuff. You can't do it.
Okay,
so I don't hear you.
No.
Let me go on and say this.
I'm not going to allow Kyle to dominate this show. At the end of the day, in 2018, and we talking about fact checking, go find the facts. In 2018,
the immigration issue with the Haitians, government, Fish Fry, and his leader did nothing.
You can
so don't come on the show. Don't come on the show pontificating about immigration when your party, your leader failed like this.
Go find the facts. In 2018, the injunction. No. I can get Kyle straight. In 2018, and again, find the fact checkers, because Kyle has talked a lot. I need you all to fact check his stuff. In 2018, the court put an injunction on the Free National Movement government from demolishing shanty towns.
Because they didn't do it right.
And the same current Prime Minister of the day was down. Oh, this is the right way to go. This is the way you go. And the minute he took office, properly. The minute he took office, the same judge that granted the injunction, lifted the injunction because they said they found nothing wrong in 2023 with the immigration approach that the Free National Movement is taking. So it's disingenuous to sit on this show and say, oh, the leader at that time sat in the cabinet. The courts made it clear with their ruling an injunction was formed. The FNM administration was stopped in 2018 from going through with taking down the shouting towns. And 2019, what did we have? Dorian, COVID. And in 2019, we had Dorian, and followed thereafter was COVID. And so at the end of the day, the reality of the matter is those being shifted, the government priorities, and you can't compare repatriation where no government saw 2 natural disasters and devastated storm with an injunction on top of them to deal with immigration.
And that's the fact. And then I want to get Mr. Hyler.
Before Mr. Hyler talk, I have a problem with both of you young men. Let's start with you over there. You say the PLP was breaking down shanty towns. I walked through some of those shanty towns with my leader, and I saw what was happening. They were doing a half job. Secondly, while they were breaking, quote unquote, some of them down, new shanty towns were coming up. What type of reform is that? That does not make any sense. And to you, young gentlemen, the FNM has been quiet on immigration over the last 3 years. It's only because election is coming up, they are now coming to the forefront because they know that the government that brings immigration to the forefront will win the next general election. And they are afraid that COI has been gaining traction because we are #1 in immigration. I am telling you that is what is happening on the ground.
That's a question. Okay.
Let me get Dr. Hyler. Mr. Hyler,
before you all continue, right? Let me start by saying both major parties have failed the Bahamas on immigration. Let's start there, okay? Because you all are discussing opinions. A few facts have been thrown in.
Everything I said was facts.
Okay, so is it a fact that you failed, both of you, the Bahamas? Is that a fact? So now it's perspective.
That's your opinion.
Okay.
We don't share the same opinion.
Okay, so let's talk some numbers here, right? 13,000 people repatriated, Haitians, and you're bragging on over 4 years.
No, we can't say Haitians.
No, but this is a number.
Nationality.
Okay, so multiple nationalities, 13,000. 1.2 million Port-au-Prince natives are displaced. 1,200,000 are leaving, trying to get to America or to the Bahamas, okay? The U.S. has closed their borders, and they're about to deport, that's 1.2 million from the south. They're about to deport up to 500,000 because the temporary protective status has ended. September the 2nd, 2025. 500,000 coming from the north. So what is 13,000 going to do when we look at these numbers of who are headed our way? Do you all realize the numbers we're talking about?
This is why.
Before you go, let me just get to Dr. MacGyver before it slips me, because she made, again, this is how she felt. And Carl, I think you agreed with her, but I just want to state for the record, let me make it clear, Bahamas. The F&M, and again, fact check it, man. We get all in our feelings. We have made...
You have to check the facts?
No, I'm just saying.
You look on the streets?
Yes, no, hold on, let me finish.
No, but check the... You need to check the facts.
No,
you need to check the streets,
when you
check the
say...
bus stop,
when you
and
say...
check the food stores.
Yes, but Hyla, that's fine. We know we have an immigration crisis. We're not disputing that. Okay. But when you say that the F&M has just got on this immigration tip, we was calling for Keith Bell to resign for me, give out the immigration inside the church service. We've been to Hawkins Hill. We've been on Bay Street. We had multiple demonstrations on immigration calling for the resignation of Mr. Keith Bell, and Bray prorogued the host and then shuffled the cabinet and then put one bad apple in the next place. So you can never say that the F&M just coming on immigration because the facts would show you from 2022 to now, we have had multiple demonstrations and we have spoken in regards to this immigration crisis time after time after time.
We're going to continue this. I want to take a quick break because we're going to take a quick break, and when we come out, we'll continue with this immigration, because what I want to move on is we've been talking about the issue where we're at, but what about the problem? What is the solution? How are we going to solve this issue, and is it something that any one political party can do, or will it require a collective coming together as Bahamians to address this? Because if you look at the problem, it's deeper than just a policy. It's Bahamians upholding the policy. A lot of Bahamians are involved in illegal activity that's feeding illegal immigration. And so it's beyond the political world. It's people just following the law in our country. And oftentimes we're the quick ones to accuse somebody, but we don't do the right thing ourselves. We're going to take a break. We'll come back. We'll pick it up right there. We're back after this. Stay close.
Bahama Striping Group of companies, we have been in Exuma now for the past 4 years, carrying out our paving program. A part of our company's philosophy is producing work to international standards. So when you look at our paving division, we have a state-of-the-art lab to do all of our testing in-house, as well as a state-of-the-art asphalt plant with a trained technician carrying out the work on that site. The overarching goal of our company is to produce the work that we're doing in the entire Bahamas to international standards. We also make a difference by the training of our staff. We have a very intensive training program going on to where we are teaching young men how to learn the art of striping. Being a young man myself, I've made mistakes in the past. I was given a second chance to better my life, and it's only fitting that we pass that along. What's important for us is giving them a second chance for them to get a skill and a career that could take them further in life.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsea. Tingsea is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsea. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting TingseaBahamas.com.
You've got termites and need to get rid of them fast? Trust Rentokil Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rentokil Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
Welcome to What's Trending. Join me, Jiminita Swain.
And me, The Bahama Beauty, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m.
Only on the ZNS Network.
Welcome back. It's Political Roundtable Tuesdays. We have the political parties here. We're talking about immigration, which is, of course, the hot topic. I know, Dr. Mugabe, you wanted to make a comment. Go ahead.
Right. You mentioned about, how are we going to solve it? Right now, in this crisis, the perfect storm is happening, where you have people from down south want to come north. Then you have the cost of living in the Bahamas is very high. So you have Bahamians who are willing to do things under the table to get money. Right. And then, on top of that, you have a weak system. Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Immigration, they are not enforcing the law as they should. So when you put a weak system along with those other two items, you have the perfect storm for a crisis, and you have corruption. Now, I want to read something that Mia Motley said. Accountability isn't just for leaders, but for every citizen. She quoted Tanya Stevens' song that reminds us of corruption in high and low places, only to remind us that because we have a colonial mentality, we only see the oppression above us and not the oppression among us, creating a culture of silence. That's the government as well. In the face of patent wrongdoing, is not just unacceptable, it is dangerous and it is destructive. Speaking truth becomes a civic duty for all of us, of every citizen of this country and everyone who wants to live among us, even though not a citizen. So she's calling for people to be thinking out of the box. Corruption is ripe in countries, small islands like the Bahamas, especially with this immigration. So I have suggested to the government, listen, there are networks that are going on, because I even made a video last year telling the government what I found out going on the street. I cannot prove it to the government, but I'm telling the government, if I can find out what's going on the street, then they should be able to set up a sting operation, because they are trained to do that. I am not trained to do a sting operation. So why haven't they done it? So that's why I say the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, to me, is disingenuous when they say to us, oh, well, if you have any information, go to the police. No, that's your job. Your job is to protect our border. Your job is to go and find out this information if we tell you what's going on. And I feel as if they're failing in that part.
I agree. And speaking of failing, 300,000 applications. And we heard the minister responsible say we are going to accelerate the system, speed up the processing of applications. 300,000?
Okay, let's pause there, because I want to fix that.
That's a difference.
Let's pause there, right. Let's pause there. Because I think that is what has confused people. And let's get the facts regarding that.
That's
the minister, in his contribution, when that statement was made in the House of Assembly during the budget debate, was not referring to 300 applications for citizenship. He was talking about 300,000 files that have to be either processed into computer systems, backlog from trying to digitalize immigration. They're files on a whole lot of different areas, not just citizenship. And I think it's important that people clarify statements, because when we make statements like that, people run back and say, oh my goodness, and you put fair people, 300,000 people, that's more than us applying. That is not applications for citizenship. Let me say it again. That is not application for citizenship. Those are files that have to be digitalized, files from all kinds of immigration matters, not just citizenship. It's important to clarify that.
Important clarification. Let me just say very briefly, and you continue, Denari. Very important clarification. 300,000 files. Each file relates to a person or a matter. I was just adding to the number of persons that have to be addressed as we process a nation that has 200,000 adult Bahamians. That's what I'm trying to look at here.
So hold on, but not all of the 300,000 persons are going to be approved, because you have...
No, we can move on from that, but just...
Permanent residency. They have to meet the policy.
Understood.
Then you have work permits.
Right.
They have to meet the policy. And then one of the things that I believe should be revisited is who has the right to apply for citizenship. I believe that one of the things that we are faced with is the fact that you could apply before you're 19 on your 18th birthday. If you're born in Bahamas or of such, you have the right to apply. And so what we're saying to people is, if you're born here, you have your belongings permit, and then at the age of 18, before you're 19, you could apply for citizenship. That is entrenched in the law.
Understood.
And to change that now, you need to go to referendum.
Understood.
So if you want immigration reform, we have to figure out
the pathway.
Exactly what is in the law, the Citizenship Act, the Immigration Act, and the Constitution.
It also requires a level of maturity that I am not sure that the citizenry has reached that stage, right? Because Bahamians are very zealous, and we guard our citizenship as valuable to us, right? That is dear to Bahamians. And we get very concerned when you're telling us, can we offer that to other people, right? That becomes a very sore spot for Bahamians. But the reality is your country needs to expand. National insurance needs more contributors. We need more laborers. So the reality is, if your country is going to become a larger country, it's not gonna happen through Bahamians having babies, because guess what? The stats will show you Bahamians ain't having them babies. So your country has to develop. We are a small nation.
Agreed.
That nation can't remain that size forever.
But just to go back to solutions, right? Solutions. The third parties, again, and no disrespect to them, but the third parties are good at pointing out what both FNM and PLP government did, but very rarely, I think, to me, they offer real tangible solutions.
You ready?
I just want to go back to...
Are you ready?
No.
You want to go back, so let's go forward.
I'll
let you talk. I want to finish this point, and then you can
I've heard the third parties talk tonight, but listening, and I haven't heard any suggestions in terms of forward motioning for them. But what I want to say is, again, I want to bring us back to Operation Shield. When you look at the E, where we're talking about ending unfairness and enforcing stronger penalties, how do we fix this, right? Like Carl say, I don't necessarily know if it have to go to a referendum, but the leader made it clear, and the FNM position is clear. If you came into the country illegally, and we find out you're not getting citizenship, point blank, period. That's full stop. Because you came here on illegal grounds. Now, like he says, the law does make way for those that are, when they reach the age of 18, who was born here, to apply. But it doesn't necessarily, it's in the law. I'm saying that.
I'm saying that's a
the law of the Bahamas.
Change the Constitution.
No, okay,
you know that?
Anyway. Why you think only you know everything? Well, anyway, so I'm saying it's a law. I'm saying we don't have to necessarily agree with the referendum with Carl. The law states right now, 18, you can apply, right? But again, legislators move the pen and the ink. We could update the Bahamas National Act, we could update the Immigration Act through legislation to ensure that if you came in illegally, you don't get citizenship. And the L in our operation stands for limited, or limit the approvals, right? And when we talk about, again, governments, successive governments, we just need to enforce the law. We have laws on the books. And once we fully comply with the Bahamas Nationality Act, those, again, we could eliminate this process by ensuring that we are fully compliant with the Bahamas Nationality Act, and those who don't renounce their citizenship, because citizenships now are being granted. And the former director of immigration, who was, I would call it, fired by the PLP, is on record sending emails to say, we are granting citizenships to residents who don't want to renounce their citizenship. So we have a system in place that is fully compliant with our laws that exist, and we execute and uphold it to the standard, which is the FNM is proposing. These are issues and real-time issues that we are presenting to solve this immigration crisis.
So let me ask you, because that's understandable. Let me ask you, based on your policy. So, if the FNM's proposal is to not grant citizenship to persons who are here illegally, what is your way of addressing and enforcing that? Is it roundups and repatriations? There are many people who've been here for decades, who've had children, who've had families. What do you do? Are you going to those communities, and because those persons came illegally and don't have any status, are you repatriating those elderly folks, those persons back, who by now have had children, grandchildren, who were born here? Are you sending those persons back?
Again, if you were found, so the system basically works for itself. We will bring in a complete overall, because we have to do an assessment, use the data. Again, to me, in my view, we need more of data keeping to make informed decisions and less emotional decisions.
But you just said your policy is...
The policy is, so once we keep...
There's no citizenship for you.
No citizenship.
So does that mean you have no status, you have to leave?
Yes, you got to leave. So we packing you up and sending you back where you come from, because you will never obtain citizenship.
Herein lies the issue that governments, consecutive governments, are facing, because you are also dealing with United Nations requirements, and you have to deal with human rights. And can you imagine going into a home where there are children who have been born in this country and whose parents may or grandparents may have been here, and you're saying, pack up, let's go, you got to go home.
No, we're not saying the children. We're saying those that are illegal.
Which is the parents.
The parents.
But do you leave the children?
No, but we can deal with them at the States. And the United Nations, we can partner with to deal with the children.
How do you pack up parents and leave the children? How do you pack up parents and leave the children?
The United Nations Human Rights Council said you cannot separate mother and child.
You can't.
So that is flawed in
It's the
itself.
challenge we're
It's
having in our
not flawed,
country.
because at the end of the day, here's the principle. At the end of the day, if you are found to be illegal, you know, and by right, any citizen applying for citizenship in our country, you know where they're supposed to be, where they live anyway. So if you are found to be illegal, you go on you go back to where you live, you apply the right way.
That is if you're applying for a work. That is not what the law says.
And then you come back and again.
So what do you do with the children if the parent has to leave to go apply? What do you do with the children?
He's absolutely
go with the parents.
Okay, the children want to go to
and they can apply.
So children who are born here are to leave and go with their
Yes,
parents.
because they can't apply until they're 18 anyway.
That's fine. I just want to hear what your policy is. I didn't want to hear what your policy is.
I want to.
Go ahead.
Law doesn't allow to be done what he is saying. Not even the Constitution.
Correct. I'm aware.
We don't need a referendum.
I'm aware. I'm aware. Go ahead. Dr. McGavin. Go ahead, Dr.
Let me have the floor. Let me have the floor.
The Constitution.
Let's get Dr. McGavin. Let's get Dr. McGavin.
I wanted to address something he said about 5 minutes ago. I couldn't get in. He was saying that we are all about emotion and doing something. Do you remember when COI stood in the front of the Prime Minister's office? As a matter of fact, Hiram Lewis, at the time, we didn't know he was going to cross over the floor, but he was sympathetic to the cause for the people. And we gave a 10-point plan to the Prime Minister how to reform immigration and how to solve the problem. Were you aware of that? I don't think you were.
So you share with me now, Doctor?
Yes. Well, I'm telling you, you need to be aware of those things.
Make me aware.
So yes, so COI has been on the ground.
I don't follow COI. COI follow what?
We in the forefront. Don't say COI. Don't go there because
Please call Michael Pintard, little link.
Michael Pintard. Michael Pintard has the name Mini-Me and Lil Lincoln because he follows. I like Michael, you know, just like how I like Brave. They're nice guys. But that don't mean you could lead the country. And he follows Lincoln to the T. So much so that he had a Freudian slip the other day when he said, change ain't coming, change is here. That tells me that you're monitoring this gentleman so much that that Freudian slip came out.
Wow.
And as for naturalization, and look here, as for naturalization, Clint, we cannot.
Call his name like 20
the people who are in the country and born after 1973, they are entitled to apply for citizenship at 18 and 19. I don't think nobody's disagreeing with that. The problem that we have now is the government needs to address the Nationality Act, which the Patriots have before the courts. That must be addressed before anything is done. And then secondly, there's a proposal, and we're not xenophobic. We're proposing that at some point, moving forward, people can only get naturalization. Instead of citizenship, they would become permanent resident. Because if we only have 400,000 Bahamians, some people call them organic or Bahamians of origin, and you start taking in millions of other persons, you lose your sovereignty. As a matter of fact, when you listen to diplomat advocates, people who are in that diplomacy arena, they will tell you that you should not import more than 15 to 20% of any one nationality into your country. If not, you lose your sovereignty. Right. Is that the road we're going down? That is why I say we have a crisis on our hands.
All right.
Just can we get to solutions now?
I'm going to come back with you with some solutions. I want to take a break, and when we come back, I'll start with you on solutions. We'll be back after this. Stay close.
As we continue to develop the orange economy of the Bahamas and empower our artists and artisans, we as a government intend to show tangible support. We are therefore requesting our Bahamian artists and artisans to submit images of their handmade, authentically made Bahamian products and prices as we move to produce a live digital booklet with Bahamian-made works. With the creation of a live booklet, artisans can always submit new works to be included. It is our intent to use this book as a catalog for the purchase of items by all senior government officials for gifts, display items, and the like. Ministers, permanent secretaries, members of parliament, and ambassadors will be supporting our orange economy by the purchase of items and in sharing this book to the wider global creative community. We are committed to grow and expand the orange economy of the Bahamas.
Tired of looking at the same old kitchen? Step 1. Our talented recommended designer Mark crafts a custom design just for you. Step 2. Once your design is ready, CBS Bahamas makes ordering effortless. Your dream kitchen is within reach. Step 3. Our recommended installers bring your vision to life, ensuring every detail is perfectly in place. Sit back and relax as your dream space becomes a reality. Visit cbsbahamas.com and start bringing your home improvement dreams to life today.
Hey, ladies, where's the Dave? Oh, okay, thanks. Bets.
Greg, what's up?
Ready, man, how you doing?
I'm doing well. He's meditating. You've got to give him at least an hour.
All right, well, I can wait. I'm going to do. Been I say now on to independence.
In 2010, a grant helped Bahamas striping group of companies get started. Today, that seed has grown into a national force, building roads, airports, and brighter futures. Now, we're leading the way through public-private partnerships, what we call 3Ps, where government vision meets private sector innovation. 3Ps empowers local subcontractors, giving them the chance to bid. And with every contract, we're putting money directly into communities, creating jobs, supporting families, and fueling growth. From roads in Eleuthera to community centers in the inner city, we're not just laying asphalt, we're laying foundations for financial opportunity. At Bahama Striping Group of Companies, we believe in building more than infrastructure. We're building up Bahamians who build the Bahamas. 3Ps, public-private partnerships for people, progress, and prosperity.
Welcome back to our political roundtable, talking about immigration. The United Emirates, Arab Emirates, has found a way that they feel they can build their country without putting at risk the sovereignty of its nationality, I should say, the best way to put it, or its original people, and that is that they offer a naturalization process that does not grant citizenship, but allows persons to legally abide in the UAE. And they don't have rights as the citizens who may have rights who are born there authentically as to voting and even access to certain land, concessions and so forth. Those are reserved for citizens, but there are people who are there naturally. And a lot of people believe that may be something the Bahamas should consider adopting because of the crisis we face in our country, particularly with Haiti, that may be a way of regularizing people who perhaps need some form of regularization, but still protecting the sovereignty of the Bahamian citizen. And it's obviously something that the COI has said verbally that they support too as well. Yes. I want to bring Ms. Hala, allow you to make your contribution as to solution to this problem.
See, first of all, we have to understand the root of the problem and then formulate strategy, methodology. We're talking about an assassination of a president in the region. Mr. Jovenel Moise, July 7, 2021, upon his assassination, Haiti started to unravel and fall apart. Media outlets are interviewing the gang leaders, even though the soldiers and Kenya-led army cannot seem to find them. I need you all to hear me carefully. The media is interviewing the gang leaders. Every month they're having interviews. They know where they are. Why are the security forces unable to track down and find the perpetrators? One interesting documentary by one of the gang leaders stated, "We are being paid to do what we are doing." Where's the investigation into what is causing the root problem? Okay? They're being paid to displace everyone out of Port-au-Prince. That's an international crime. Now, in terms of a solution, our Prime Minister, former Prime Minister, Mr. Perry Gladstone Christie, has been appointed to the Eminent Persons Group, along with Bruce Golding, former Prime Minister of Jamaica, along with the former Prime Minister of St. Kitts. Where's the report from the Eminent Persons Group appointed from CARICOM? The Bahamas Constitution Party would engage CARICOM in a more robust and strong way. They just had a CARICOM meeting. Where is the report from CARICOM on the action plan? Where is Prime Minister Brave Davis's report on the outcome? We heard the general statement that CARICOM is committed to regional security. Where's the action plan? Where are the action steps? It was Mr. Laurent St. Cyr that addressed CARICOM from Haiti. He said, we need financing, we need human resources, they need more support. So what I'm saying is the Caribbean region is being destabilized, but the Bahamian government has been woefully inadequate in responding to not just the crisis in Haiti. Let's not just focus there. Cuba is in a crisis, and there's massive migration. Venezuela is in a crisis. There's massive migration.
Because I don't want to run out of time talking about all of these issues.
Yes.
What is your solution?
The solution is, first of all, Haiti has to lead the solution. Get a task force organized with Haiti, the Bahamas, Jamaica. Not a talk, not a meeting.
The solution to our immigration crisis is a task force with other nations?
It's a task force with other nations and include also the United Nations. Where's the peacekeeping forces of the United Nations? We don't have the human resources. Just a moment. We don't have the human resources. The United Nations has the resources. The United States has the resources. Our government is allowing the U.S. government to deport millions of individuals. So we're not talking about one country. Like you said, we don't want to run out of time. What I'm saying is we need to put together financing. So this is where you have to engage the transitional prime ministers, the President's Council of Haiti. We haven't heard anything from them in the Bahamas.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I got 6 seconds. I don't get closing remarks from everybody.
I hear what he's saying.
Yes.
Haiti does have a lot of internal problems. While the CARICOM as a group want to help, the problem is so great in Haiti, I feel as if they have to solve their own problem in Haiti. It's been going on for many, many years. We already have our Defense Force officers down there. The Nigerian forces are there. Everybody's trying to help, but until they get to the root cause of why Haiti is in turmoil, we will always have people migrating from south to north, and so that has to be dealt with.
Okay, well, I mean, to me, I just want to reiterate, and I want to sound like a Scotch record because a lot of people like to say they don't like to sound like a Scotch record. But again, I want to sound like a Scotch record and just reiterate the sentiments of Operation Shield. Secure our land and end illegal occupation. Heightened surveillance, and that's where we talk about partnering with the CARICOM and U.S. to ensure our border patrols give the PDF their equipment and tools that they need to facilitate strengthening our borders. When you talk about the I in political abuse, we know that's in every government sector, in my view, again, cross-government sectors, and we need independent committees, and that's why the FNM is committed to having 50+1 of civil society to control that permanent independent board. When you look at the E, and then unfairness and enforcing stronger penalties, we have made it clear on what we're going to do. If we are found here to be illegal, we're going to limit approvals, ensure, again, enforcing through our regulatory framework and legal framework that the Bahamas Nationality Act is upheld and upkeep the way it's supposed to be. And that way, once you don't renounce your citizenship, you can't be a Bahamian citizen. And finally, we're going to disclose the data. From 2023, we were promised by this government a comprehensive immigration report. It's 2025, election season is coming. We have yet to get it. The FNM is going to release that information for you because knowledge is power. We're bringing a new leadership team. We believe in empowering Bahamians, and through data and ensuring the Bahamian people knows what's happening in their country, that's what the FNM is going to bring when it comes to this immigration crisis.
Very, very quickly, Clint, it's a two-pronged approach. Repatriations, regional partnerships. The government has partnered with the Turks and Caicos, the Coast Guard, and the CARICOM. partners to be able to create a wall at the south. So we have that going on, which are seeing fewer than 5 landings for the year and much more interceptions. But the issue is, what could we possibly do, right, if the condition of Haiti is not stabilized? So we could enforce. The PLP has done the Defense Force's biggest investment in its history, the Sandy Bottom Project, where we've gotten boats, we built a base out to sea in the south, but that has not been able to stem or to detour the illegal migration because the situation in Haiti is unstable. And lastly, the reality is when you have hundreds of thousands of people who can't feed their families because of the situation in Haiti, they prefer to take a journey that is 2-3 weeks on a boat, no water, for survival. So we have an issue in Haiti where people cannot survive, and until people are able to survive in their homeland, they're going to continue to flee, to come up north for green pastures, and that's just the reality of the situation.
All right, so that's our time, but thank you all for being here tonight. We clearly feel we have to continue the dialogue, and I think that at the end of the day, we all have to be able to come on deck, cross political lines and fight for our country. Yes. And I think every party has great solutions and no one has all of the ideas. Yes. Right? And what we ought to root for at the end of the day is, regardless of who's in power, we want to see it work. Yes. And we should be rooting for it to succeed and not for it to fail. We will continue the dialogue, and next week we'll continue to have the political discussion. Thank you again for being here tonight.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
That does it for the rundown. Be sure to stay locked to the ZNS network for the Bahamas tonight at 11. It's the final newscast in the country with the latest news and information with Royston Jones. We're right over there getting ready for the 11 o'clock news. For all of us here at ZNS, I'm Clint Watson. Thanks for joining us. Good night, everyone.
Montague, I'm Opal Roach. This is ZNS.
About the Promise Unit, the Department of Social Services provides food assistance, housing assistance, uniform assistance, burial assistance, and financial assistance. Promise makes it easy. You can log on via cell phone, your computer, or your tablet. Sign up today at promise.gov.bs. Once you've registered and created a profile, you can call the Promise Customer Contact Center and speak with someone about any inquiries at 1-242-4-PROMISE. That's 242-477-6647.
The acting director of the Department of Social Services is on a shared mission to facilitate help, hope, and opportunity for Bahamians who are in need.
Certainly, when a person is struggling and is in difficulty, they can expect us to assist them as best we can. That is our mandate.
Temporary housing is designed to offer immediate relief during difficult times, but it's crucial that individuals move on as soon as they're able.
There's always a long line of persons who need temporary placement, so we cannot really keep somebody in a temporary shelter indefinitely.
The disruption of the traditional Bahamian family has significantly strained the energy and resources of social services.
If a sister failed to take care of her children, her siblings would take care of their